Hello and welcome. Oh, wow, we do have some. Hey, Matt G. Uh, Taylor Swift greater than Disney, Star Wars, and MCU. Hello to you. The lovely Shari. Hello to you. Hey, thanks for being here. Yeah, welcome. I'm just trying to make the fire a little bigger here. We've got some guests that might be joining us here. Hopefully, you can hear me okay. And yeah, we've got I've sent out a few invitations to some folks that we were talking about doing a bonfire stream. So hopefully we can have some guests joining us. But either way, I'm gonna get the wood stoked up. And thanks for being here. I appreciate it on this St. Patrick's Day Eve, Matt G. Thank you. And the lovely Sherry. Hello, welcome. Oh, the sound is good. Okay, good. As long as you can hear it. The sun just went down behind the ridge, so we've got maybe 20 minutes of light, maybe half an hour. So we'll see. Thanks for being here. Cheers and happy St. Patrick's Day Eve. Oh, that's good. All right, let's get some more flames going here. And let's just make sure that we are on YouTube. I think we are. Yes, we are. Look at that. Okay, so we're golden. Yeah, I think we're okay. Beautiful. I can see us on YouTube. So there's quite a bit of flames there now, but there's not a lot of actual wood in there, so it won't stay like that for very long. Although that is quite nice right now. But I'm gonna just get a little more wood, and hopefully we can get this going. Hello, Miss Catonic Madman. Hi, good to see you. And just make sure that this is shared out. I think it is. And yeah, we'll get the fire going, and we might get some guests coming in here. Beautiful. And that is good. All right. And welcome to you, Miss Catonic Madman. Yeah, we're just going to have another little fire here. We'll just get it up, build it up a little bigger. There we go. That's quite the fire we got. That's decent size. I'll build that up a little bigger as we go. Hopefully the sound is not too loud there. Hopefully it's all right. Hopefully you can hear everything okay. Hopefully the crackling is still pretty nice, and you can hear my voice over top of it. So let's see. Cheers and welcome. Just having a little St. Patrick's Day Eve. Yeah, I know my face is all dirty. I know. Just having a little St. Patrick's Day Eve bonfire. So cheers and welcome. There we go. Hopefully that sounds okay. And let me just reposition this here. What's that looking like now? Okay. Oh, we do have some people in the chat. We do have a couple of people who have joined us. You know, we've got room for quite a few people around the fire, so please feel free. Good to see you. Whoa. Well, there you go. The fire attacked me. Did you bring out the lightsaber tonight? You know what? I will go get it. Yes, it's just getting dark now, and I definitely will bring that out. Hell, but first I have to deal with the fire. Whoa, is attacking me. But yes, Miss Ketonic Madman, I'm gonna go run and grab it right now. Hang on. Ooh, and you know what? It is St. Patrick's Day, so I'm gonna refill this. I'll be right back. All right, we are back. Yes. Cheers. Cheers, everybody. And yes, lightsaber. I love this thing. One of the best purchases of last year, Miskatonic Madman. Let me show it to you up close. This is called the Judger from Kyber Light Sabers. Kyber Light. Yep, I like it a lot. Yes! Do not drop it near the fire. Yeah, this is pretty freaking cool, man. This is the best thing I bought. And I bought it as a birthday present. My brother turned 50, so I bought him one. And me and my housemate were so impressed when I was shopping through them that we each got one. Yeah. And it will take a beating. It will take a beating, and I like it because you can twist and it turns on. Blaster effects. And tip drag. Yeah, pretty cool. Anakin. Don't know who that is. Don't know who that is. Whose voice is that? Okay, well, whoever's voice that is, this is their lightsaber. Yeah. Lightsabers and campfires. You can't go wrong with that.
Cal Kestis.
Yoda. Fucking A, Yoda. Yep.
Rey Skywalker.
Rey Skywalker? I don't think so, Tim.
I am the Inquisitor.
The Inquisitor. Oh, it's yellow and very flashy. That's pretty flashy. And I do like this.
Tell me, is this training? My training? No. Always training, the universe is.
Yes. Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. Yeah, it's got the original music. It's awesome, Mr. Kodak. This was $350 Canadian. But it's got the authentic voices, the licensed music, Yeah. The extra loud speakers, the extra bright light, the extra long battery, 3,500 amp hours. And it's got a bunch of different colors, a whole bunch of different colors. I like the blue. The yellow's kind of nice.
Told it is the dark saber.
The dark saber, okay. Oh, it's like a, you know those fluorescent light bulbs in parkades that they start to flicker? Looks like that. Yep, I'm a big fan of it. Oh, that's that robot. Oh, yeah. Who's that voice? Crap, I can't remember his name. But he's he's the robot Sith. Oh shit! It's on the tip of my tongue. Yep. That is pretty cool.
Quinlan pause. Reborn.
Reform? Don't know.
The butcher.
Don't know the butcher. Oh yeah.
Temple guard.
Temple guard. What's a temple guard? Oh, that's bright yellow. That is the Jedi temple, I would guess.
Star killer.
Interesting. Yes, Grievous. Thank you, Miskatonic Madman. That was General Grievous.
Huntress.
Leia.
Leia. Leia's sword wasn't red. Hang on. Was Leia's sword red? I don't think so.
To the court. Prepare a boarding party.
Prepare a boarding party. Well, I think we know who that is. Nope. Oh, did I? Yeah, that ain't right. There we go. There's the Darth Vader sword.
Anakin. Ayla Sakura. Depa Balaba. Kenobi. Count Dooku.
Love it. Yoda. Hey guys. Holy shit. Okay. There's 3 deer right about, oh shit, that's less than 100 yards. That's like 50 yards. I'm going to try and get the camera. Oh shit. They've gone. Are they there? No. They went away. They were right there. Where did they go? There was 3 deer right over there. don't think they crossed the road. I think they went back into the woods. Huh. They were pretty close. They didn't seem to care about the fire or the lightsaber. Interesting. Yeah, okay. Well, maybe they'll come back. We might be able to see them. They're right over there. Oh, there they are. Oh, they went further up the road. But I don't think we can see them. No. They're on the road. I can see them with my eyes. They're way in the distance. But the camera's just not picking them up. Oh, well. That's okay. They are there. Trust me. All right, great. Oh, there's a bit of a sheen on that camera. Yeah, so I'm just going to get the fire boosted up a little bit here. Hey, Tim's Talk. Good to see you, Tim's Talk. Yes, I've definitely got rum. Hey, Tyler Lethbridge. Is this a groove of some type? Good to see you, man. Really good to see you. Excellent to see you, Tyron Lethbridge. Tyron, you're welcome anytime, man. Usually deer are pretty skittish. They are, Miskatonic Madman, usually, but around here, the deer, like, we're out in the wilderness here. There's not a lot of scary things around here, and they become pretty used to us out in the bush here. They were. I mean, I could throw a rock. I could throw a baseball and hit them, so they were that close. But Tyron, really good to see you, man, and good to see you, Tim. I'm just going to get the bonfire perked up here. It's a little low, so we're going to boost it up here, folks. And I'm going to wipe that lens. It looks like it's got a little bit of something on it. See, you start playing with lightsabers, and Tim's Talk shows up. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Tyron, really good to see you, buddy. It's been wow. Okay, maybe that's a little excessive. We'll see. You like that, Tim? Yeah, I love that lightsaber, man. That is a good lightsaber. Beautiful. That lightsaber is awesome. Thanks, Tyron. Really appreciate it, man. I'm convinced you stole it from Yoda while sleeping. Yes, he doesn't sleep often, so you gotta pick your moments. Wow, that's pretty bright now. Holy shit. Yeah, good to have you both here. Tyron says, oh, God, Canadian Spider-Man. I've had the urge literally to just head into the bush and get my campfire on. I need to get out and camp by the lightsaber. Yes, you should. God damn, that's hot. All right. Oh, yeah, that was a mistake. Oh, that's far too hot. Oh, shit. I gotta move back. Oh, God damn, that's hot. All right. That was a bad plan. Damn. All right. Just got to reposition. Fine. Rub some dirt on it. Holy shit, that's hot. Wow, that got out of hand quickly, didn't it? All right. Now, happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. Starting tomorrow. Well, in about 5 hours here, 4.5 hours. So cheers, everybody. Happy St. Patrick's Day Eve. Oh my God, that is excessively hot. Wow. Holy shit. Whew. That's a fire. Now, I don't know what anyone else has in mind for this evening, but it's a heck of a, wow, that's hot, but it's a heck of a good evening here. And hopefully the sound from the bonfire is coming okay. Hopefully it's okay. Hopefully it's not overly loud, and hopefully you can still hear me. It's nice to have a fire, but if we can't hear each other, that's no good. Holy shit, that's hot. Miskatonic. Yeah, I'm gonna have to move back from this fire, man. Yeah. I am Irish descendant. I think my great-grandfather was half Irish. My other great-grandfather was half Scottish. Wow, that is just a ripping. Wow, that is just so bright. I think it's the cameras. I don't know if you can see the embers. You probably can't. I think it's blowing out the camera. Miskatonic, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks for saying that. Thank you. Yeah, that's a fire. Either of you I know both of you gentlemen. So if you want to hop in, there's the link. Miskatonic and Tim, you're welcome to join. Just a small group here tonight, just a little intimate bonfire here, celebrating the eve of St. Patrick's. Holy shit, that's hot. That's pine. See those two logs, those two 6-foot long logs that you saw me throw in there. They're both pine, and pine is a lighter wood and less dense, and therefore it burns faster. And I think it's got a bit of sap in it that accelerates the burning. Yeah, that's a hell of a fire. That's a lot of heat. I like to burn pine mixed with fir and spruce and hardwood. If you want the longevity, hardwood is denser. It'll burn longer through the night. So you throw a mix in there, so it burns hot and clean and fast. And Miskatonic says, I'm outside on my balcony right now using my tablet. Oh, hey, no, I just threw that out there, man. Absolutely, you just lurk and enjoy the stream and enjoy the firelight. No pressure, but if you wanted to join, there is the link. Yeah, I've got the garden hose. I just hooked up the garden hose today because it is starting to get a little bit drier. So just to make sure that nothing gets out of hand here. I mean, we are in the woods, but I'm close enough that, you know, I can still see my house from here, so I don't want to burn my house down. I mean, I don't own the house. Technically, I'm just renting, and I could probably get my things out in time, but my housemate wouldn't be happy. So yeah, we're not gonna burn anything if we can help it. St. Patrick's Day. I haven't spent it in Ireland, but I've been in Australia. I've been in Eastern Canada, Western Canada for St. Patrick's Day. It's a pretty good celebration, and I guess the whole idea, the whole point behind St. Patrick's Day, and you guys feel free to tell me what you think. The whole point of getting behind St. Patrick's Day is anyone that has Irish heritage would celebrate by, I guess, eating potatoes and drinking some whiskey, I suppose, and being with family. The Irish are pretty family orientated. Perhaps, some potato dishes. And definitely some beers. And definitely the wearing of the green. Ireland, I have spent a week in or 10 days driving around Ireland. I was the only one that knew how to drive on that side of the road. So that was a terrible decision to be the designated driver on an Ireland road trip. That was short-sighted, but it was fun. Thanks, man. I'm glad. And that's if you want to join. No issues. St. Patrick's Day can be about the beer. For many years in my life, St. Patrick's Day was about just getting together with good friends, dancing on tables, and spending 14 hours in a pub. There was a good couple of decades in my life where that was St. Patrick's Day. Yeah. And nowadays, it's more about family bonfires and a communal meal, perhaps. It's still wet enough now. There's no forest fires to speak of, so fireworks for St. Patrick's Day is definitely probably going to happen. Might do a live stream and we'll have a bonfire and some, because it's still, it's still wet spring, so bonfires are certainly something we can have this time of year, and then fireworks. And I do like pubs. My God. I don't know how any of you feel about pubs, but I just feel I would rather be in a pub than a bar or a sports bar or a lounge. I mean, I like a nice blues lounge, don't get me wrong. But they're a little, I mean, a lounge, you wouldn't just walk up to someone and start talking to them unless it was a girl and you were going to try and hit on her. But at a pub, I mean, you can just talk to anyone in a pub. You can just walk right up to them, boy or girl, and just start chatting. And it's a neighborhood pub. I mean, pub is short for public house, a house of public gathering. And I really like the hearty food that's often served in pubs. Ireland had some incredible pubs, and so did Scotland. The pub I'll remember forever is a pub up in Scotland in the Highlands called Glencoe, little town called Glencoe, and that's where the McDonald's were massacred by the Campbells at night as they slept, because the McDonald's offered them hospitality, and the Campbells were at the time they were devious sons of bitches. But that pub actually has a sign on it saying no lawyers and no lawyers, solicitors, or Campbells allowed. That was a cool, and I have nothing against Campbell's. I have friends that are named Campbell, but yeah, the pub was pretty cool. I just like pubs. The food is good. The food is hearty. It's often served pretty quick because it's not elaborate, you know. And people are social. You're not intimidated. You're fine to just going up to shouting across the pub and starting a conversation with someone. There's often live music in pubs. Although, again, a nice jazz lounge, there's live music there too. But I like the informality of a pub. I really do. And I just feel at home at a pub. I've never worked there. I've never lived above one. But if I did, I think it would be a disaster. I'm pretty sure I would need therapy. Hey, speaking of pubs, here's our one friend that I would love to hang out at a pub with, our friend Ray Lucard. Having people on. Yes, Ray Lucard, the link is up just 2 lines above you, sir. If you want to jump on, I'm absolutely having people on. I'm drinking. I'm by no means legal to drive a vehicle, but as long as people aren't drunk, well, I mean, even then, as long as you're not over talking people, you can still be drunk. You want to come on? Absolutely. I would love to have people on. Just talking about St. Patrick's Day and what it means to people if they have any Irish descendancy or Irish descendants, if they have any Irish heritage. I'm Canadian. Do you have any Canadian in you? Would you like some? That's a terrible pickup line. Oh, and we have lots of embers, but we're losing the light here. And Miss Ketonic Madman says, pubs catering to the working man are the best. Fancy bars are boring with boring people. You know what? I think you're the only one watching right now, but I couldn't agree more, sir. Absolutely, Miss Ketonic, 100%. They are designed for the working people, and they are less snobbish. People aren't as high on themselves. They are less pretentious. Couldn't agree more. Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. So let's. I'm gonna get a light going on here. I think we can do better with this. Just hang on. I'll be right back. We're gonna go grab another little light here. That'll help us out. But the fire could probably use a little stoking as well. Okay, I'll be right back in 20 seconds. Okay, here we go. We are back. That's quite the fire. So let's get this. I just need a little bit more light here. So we're just going to plug this light in and go from there. All right. There we go. That's a little better. Yeah, so St. Patrick's Day. I've spent lots of St. Patrick's Days in pubs, and I just really, like you said, Miskatonic, love the atmosphere. It is absolutely for the working person, and they're not as snobby. You get good value for money, and it's just a social app. It's like a community meeting place. It's it's just fantastic. Wow, is that the moonlight? That might be the moonlight reflecting off the camera, folks. Because I wiped the camera and I know I can see a little blue aura above the fire, and I think that might be the moonlight. It's actually pretty nice out there. But yeah, anyone that wants to jump on the panel, as long as they're not absolutely wasted drunk and gonna cause issues, you're more than welcome to join. I went to the oldest pub in London, and I want to say it has been a pub for over 600 years. And when I was there was probably about 10 years ago now, so I could be a little fuzzy on the details. But the walls were white, but they had been smoking cigars in there for so many decades and centuries that the walls and ceiling were all turned like a golden brown color, just from all the tobacco smoke, I suppose, and whatever else they were smoking. And yeah, the oldest pub in London, it was about 600 years old, continually as a pub. And if I'm not mistaken, it shut down during COVID. They went out of business during COVID because of the restrictions. As sad as that is. Yeah. Oh, hey, we have Susan Eckstein. Hello, Susan Eckstein, and welcome to this St. Patrick's Day Eve bonfire stream. Hello to you, and thanks for joining. Yeah. Yeah. I just love a pub. I've been to bars. I've been to like a discotheque in Italy in 1992, and that was pretty trippy. In 1992, I remember paying $8 because I was 18, so I was like 1 year too young to drink. Although over there I was probably able to drink, but I ordered a Coke. I didn't drink till I was 26, actually, folks, till I moved to British Columbia. My sisters and brothers are to blame for that. I was the good guy. But in Italy, it was in this club in 1992, and it was called I want to say it was in Rome. And it was a Espace Unique or Unique Space, if I recall. And a Coke was $8 for a friggin' Coca-Cola in 1991. It was unbelievable. So, yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the discotheques. That was a high-end bar club. I went to a really high-end club in Germany, in Berlin. And again, with the music and the high-end prices, not my thing. I prefer pubs. And St. Paddy's Day for me is about pubs. And Ray Lucard, thank you for being here. Welcome to the bonfire stream.
How's it going, eh?
It's going very well. Happy St. Patrick's Day Eve.
Yep.
And Susan Eckstein in the chat says, Spider-Man, I was born a Docherty. That's as Irish as it gets. Tomorrow is my day. Yes. Well, my mom's side was McDonald's, not the Mac, but the McDonald's. So that is pretty Irish indeed. Miss Catonic says New Orleans bars were fun with great music. The weather was miserably humid though. See, I do like the humid. I like the humid. It's good for the skin. It's good for my lungs. I like humid and tropical, but some people don't. So fair enough. Yeah. What do you think of the fire there? Not bad, eh? Not bad.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Thanks for joining, Ray Lucard. What's your plans for St. Patrick's Day?
Corned beef and fried potatoes.
Right. No kidding. And you have Irish heritage. I would guess.
On my mom's side.
Same as me. Yeah, same as me. I think it'd be my great grandfather. Yeah. Yeah, fantastic. And
I'm
is
not
it
sure where mine
celebrated?
is.
Is it celebrated where you live?
I don't see any big parades or anything. The big
No,
thing
but people
that I hate
generally
where
go
I
out.
live is rodeos. I think
Do
pub
people
crawl-
generally wear green?
Yeah.
And go out to a pub, perhaps?
Yeah.
And I would assume they would be playing some Irish music. I'm a big fan of the Dropkick Murphys. If you know about them.
I know that.
The Dropkick Murphys are out of Boston, and yeah, they are a really good live band, and they did a excuse me. Oh, excuse me. If you remember, COVID first happened just around St. Patrick's Day in 2020, and so they gave a number of free concerts to celebrate St. Patrick's Day during the COVID couple of years there. So, and they were good. Boy, they were good. So I was quite happy to see them. And have you been to Ireland? Right. And is that a place that you'd be interested in going at all? Oh, shoot. It looks like the duck of death, as Tony Stark says. Yeah, it looks like the internet connection was a little unstable and you might have got booted out. Ireland is, oh man, maybe I should do a stream about Ireland tomorrow. I've got some wicked photos and some excellent stories about Ireland. Why didn't I think of this sooner? Yes, tomorrow might be a good day to do a travel show about Ireland. And Miskatonic Badman says, was it Floggin' Molly or Dropkick Murphys that did Rose Tattoo? My friend, I'm glad you mentioned that song because that is definitely the Dropkick Murphys did my favorite version of Rose Tattoo. Hello, sir.
It's the duck of unalive.
That I said that. Yep. Yeah, the duck of death. Oh, you can say whatever you want on this channel. You can say death, abortion, racist, transgender, conspiracy theory. COVID, whatever words. Yeah, I do not give a shit, and I defy YouTube. I defy them to try and shut me down for saying such things. I will not be monetized because I'm pretty sure I say these things, and I don't give a shit. If they never monetize me, I'm fine with that. I will not stop saying. I'm not going to tailor my language according to what they want me to say. So feel free to say, as long as you're respectful, as everyone else will be. You can say whatever the fuck you want on this channel, my friend. Oh, that's good. So you're much better now. What, you must have had a little connectivity issue.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I hear you loud and clear, sir. Thank you for your kind support. So an Ireland stream tomorrow. You know what? That I think I will do an Ireland stream tomorrow because I've got a ton of stories about Ireland. Got in a real big fight with my fiance at the time. Went to one of those dinner theaters in an Irish castle where they dressed in the period costume, and we had to use our hands, and they had wooden carved bowls and utensils and things. That was kind of cool. Yeah, that's a good idea for St. Patrick's Day. It's a hell of a good idea. Why don't we do that? Yeah, thanks for the support, Miss Katana. I think you might be the only one watching right now, but thank you very much. I will follow through with that idea. Shouldn't be that hard. Yeah. Oh my holy sweet shit. Ray Lucard, you're there, right? You can hear me?
Yes.
Ray? We have
Yes,
someone
I'm
that's
here.
going to join us. Yeah, Ray, this is one of the very first people I ever met on YouTube. It's a very good friend of mine. One of the original Doomcock wrenches, Tyron Beard. This is Tyron Lethbridge is about to join us. Thank you so much for being here, man. Hey, buddy.
Hey, brother, how you doing?
Holy fuck, it's good to hear your voice.
Likewise, man. Like
Cheers,
I just
Tyron.
jumped on YouTube just to see what was happening before I called it a night, and then I see this crazy bloke sitting around a campfire, and I'm thinking that's exactly what I need to be doing with my life. So I thought I'd jump in and join you, brother. It's good to see you.
I'm drinking some rum, and I think you'll maybe appreciate my coffee mug.
Nice, I do like that. That is very cool.
Yeah. Hey man, you're calling from North America, aren't you? A little bit south of me. Fucking
yeah,
A. It's good to have you over here. It's good to have you over here. Your country went a little bit crazy for a while, but I've heard some new judgments coming out of Queensland and Queensland. Yeah, there's some interesting judgments coming out of the Federal Court of Queensland, so there's some hope.
It's really exciting to see, and I really hope, because there's quite a few pollies and a few legal groups and a whole bunch of organizations that are really starting to sort of cause more of a fuss. And I think this ruling in Queensland is going to make some progress happen in the right direction. I think a lot of people need to be held accountable too.
Right, accountability. No, you God, these days are good. Well, I hope so, man. I've got a brother in Western Australia, and they were locked down pretty hard. So I really hope that things change there, because I have a vested interest if I want to go see my brother in Australia, obviously. And you know, also the co-host here, Ray Lucard, is here with us. Tyron, please.
G'day, Ray. How you doing?
Introduce Ray Lucard.
He might be having audio problems as well. I had to get my mic to fine tune for a minute, so I hope my audio settings are coming through all right, dude.
They are. You sound like you're next door. I'm a
sweet.
little. I was on with Rancor Steve earlier, and I took some charcoal out of the fire, and I did some blackface here. So I was doing a Trudeau impersonation. So if my
You're
face
doing a
looks
Trudeau
black,
impersonation.
if my face is black, it was just I was doing a Trudeau impersonation.
You're not racist.
Can you see?
You're doing an
You can see my
impersonation.
teeth are super white against the blackface.
They are white, dude.
Yeah, I literally
Oh
went
my
blackface.
goodness.
I did a Trudeau impersonation, dude. Like you couldn't write comedy this funny. Like
You couldn't.
Oh, Ray
You
Lucard.
couldn't.
Okay, you dropped out, Ray. I think you had internet issues. Please feel free. I know I blew Tyron up like as a longtime friend, and I know maybe don't feel intimidated. He is an intimidating fella, but please come back if you wish,
Not at all,
dude.
it's
Holy
good to be
fuck.
hanging out with you.
The Duck of Death again. Yeah, Ray. Yeah, Ray Lucard. I'm going to put that on the screen. Buddy, when's the last time you've been on stream? I'm so glad you're here. You're the last fella and you're the first fella I wanted and the last guy I expected.
Mate, I have not streamed in a long time. It's been over a year. I haven't streamed since I've been in Texas, have I, babe?
Well,
Rennie's sitting right next to me, so she might be able to say hello.
You hopped on. Hey, Steve, you hopped on
Rennie!
with me on
Hey,
Brown Street
Rennie!
a couple times.
Holy
and then
sweet
you said
fuck.
hi to Teresa Martin
I am so happy to hear
on
your
her
voices.
celebration.
Holy shit. I'm missing you hardcore out of the wrench chat. I miss you both. And you have an open place around my fire any fucking time. You know that.
Dude, it's such a good idea. Like I was saying, like lately
I've
I've
gotta
just
change
been
the title.
feeling that call.
I've got to change the title on this stream. I'm going to put the Tyron is here because people aren't going to fucking believe it. If
It's
you
so
don't
good to
mind.
be you, dude.
Dude, I am so happy to have you. What have you been up to? Please. Yeah, what's new with Rennie? I am so glad to hear your voice. Holy fuck. Because
I've got my
Discord, I think,
headphones
was
on,
the
so
last
she
time.
might not be able to hear what's going on. You might need to put your
Oh,
headphones
I
on,
can
mate.
turn. We can tell female jokes. Perfect.
Yeah.
No, I don't know any good ones. It's good to hear your voice, mate. And how is Texas these days? I know you have a lot of people knocking at your door down south.
Dude, I love Texas.
Yeah,
it's such
me
a cool
too.
place to live.
Me too.
Rennie kind of warned me about the culture shock, but I find Texans get along real well with Aussies. It took a
'cause you're a
little while to
bogan.
work out their sense of humor. Yeah, that's it. I think that's what it is.
Right?
And I'm a little bit
It is.
out of sync.
Bogan means hillbilly, folks.
A little bit
For
out of
those of you
sync
who
with the
don't
Bible Belt.
speak Australian,
That's pretty much it.
we do have to translate.
Yeah, well, I've learnt where some of the boundaries are, but I've working at a gun range. That was the most Texas job I could get, and
What would
you just
happen
meet
if-
good value people there.
What would happen if Australia had the same gun laws as Texas? What would happen?
I reckon the tyranny in Victoria would not have happened so easily. I would say that.
Yep.
I would say that in a flash, because if you have a look at, let's just say it's an interesting correlation, but if you have a look at some of those states that reacted, like all of Australia did.
WA.
If you have a look at the UK, if you have a look at New Zealand, if you have a look at Canada, if you have a look at Australia, they all have a pretty strict, firearm policy. If you have a look at how Texas has just reacted to vaccine mandates and COVID mandates in general, they're not down for that. I think they're listening pretty strongly to their constituency on that. I got a fair bit of respect for Governor Abbott here, but I'm not going to go out and say I endorse the dude. But I mean, he's a Republican after all.
And which state is that? That is Texas, yeah. So
that's
Governor
Texas,
Abbott,
yeah. He's doing all right, but
yeah,
I mean,
okay.
he could be doing a bit more as far as the border situation is concerned. But he's thrown down a little bit, and I'm impressed by that.
Okay, yeah, and he has the support of most of the Texas people, I suppose.
Well, he'd have to, I'd say. But we'll see what happens after this next election. It'll be really interesting to see how it goes.
Yeah, You know what? I like Texas because they are independent, and I'm a big fan of independence, and they seem to be an independent state and independent people. And
Yeah, and one word that comes through, whether you're talking to, sensible Democrats and sensible Republicans, there's this one word that seems, well, a couple of words mainly, and that's liberty and freedom. They're two big words that really resonate here. And the reaction when you mention taking away liberties and freedoms, like in Australia, they're like, that would never happen here. Never happen. And, you can see the seriousness in people's eyes. You can hear it in their voice. And I really feel like Texans could have shared some of that with Victorians in Australia. We just rolled over and we just listened to the government and we were like, yeah, sure, sure.
Same as
6
Canada,
feet.
man. Same as, and you know what, Tyron, let's just say this right now. You can say whatever you want on this channel. I know that I've already said enough that YouTube will never allow me to be monetized. So whatever the fuck you want to talk about, it is wide open. I do not limit yourself on this platform. You can say whatever the fuck you want here. I honestly,
well, knowing you like I do, I
absolutely
imagined that would be the case.
Yeah,
What
I'm
my
gonna stoke
ears,
this fire,
Tyron?
but I'm gonna put some more fuel on this fire. But I was honestly surprised and disappointed, and surprised at how Canadians were complicit and went along with it and didn't, without evidence, just went along with shit by taking the word for it and not questioning. No evidence provided. There was none of the debates. There was, all the things that happened in Canada. There was zero parliamentary debate, the same as Australia. I thought there was parliamentary process that had to be followed. Apparently not.
No, all you needed to do in Victoria or Australia.
No one spoke up. I was speaking up. A few others were speaking up. But all the top lawyers, I have lawyers in my family that I thought would have been screaming from the rooftops. And it's like they all bent over and bought extra lube.
I know.
I don't get it.
It's hard. It's hard, dude. Like I know where there were voices, there was suppression. There was definitely a shutting down of any voice that did speak out about it. So we have to be understanding of that. As well as that, I didn't shout loud enough. I didn't make more of an effort, and I'm disappointed with myself on that front.
Yes.
Yeah. And I feel bad about that, but that's something I've discussed at length with Rennie, and
okay, so that's
she
not
knows
going to
how
happen
I felt.
again.
But no, I don't think so. My main priority was
I'm going to shout from the fucking rooftops. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
and I hear that.
How are you going to act differently next time?
Well, I've already started acting differently. I don't censor myself. I don't, I don't not speak when I feel like something needs to be said. I encourage my, like everyone that I engage with, whether they're my friend or just an Uber driver or whatever. I'm always encouraging them to think for themselves, to research for themselves, to engage in conversation. And if anyone wants to shut you up or silence you, question that. Ask why.
Yes, because science is based on debate. Like, man, how come people don't understand science?
Because you just get one dude who can just say, "I am the science."
No, that's the opposite of science. That's complete. That's an oxymoronical statement.
Do you remember when Fauci actually said that? He's like,
yes,
"We are the science."
I do. I've got that on. You know what? That clip. You won't be able to find that clip in 10 years. You won't be able to find that fucking clip in 10 years. Although it's become such a meme.
Yeah.
That maybe you will.
There were so many clips that I was watching on the daily during COVID. And I know that I referenced them, and I know that I looked at them multiple times, and I knew where to go and what words I could use to search for it. It got harder. Now it's almost impossible to find the clips that I was watching of protests in Victoria, of arrests, of police. We'll call it brutality because that's what it was.
It was brutality. It was thuggish.
Yeah, man.
And you know what, Tyron? Once the police step outside the Constitution, they are no longer endorsed by the Constitution. They are no longer protected by the Constitution. They are no longer acting on behalf of the state. They are no longer acting as police officers, and you can treat them as attackers, as common fucking thieves, in my opinion. If they are no longer acting in the name of the law, you have the right to defend yourself as you would a fucking thief and bash them hard.
But the thing is, that's never going to be something that is going to be supported by anybody. Do you know what I mean? Because it's very quickly to silence. It's very quickly to silence. It's very easy to silence people. It's even easier to put those people in jail. So if there's any suggestion that we need to, or we should jail this person, they're going to do that straight up.
They will.
There was, people were getting $550 fines left, right, and center in Australia, and that was just for standing in a public space with friends. Do you know what I mean?
But they've been overturned in British Columbia for the most part.
Oh yeah, they have been in Australia as well. But
have you? Yeah. Have you heard of the new online harms bill, Bill C-63, I think it is, that's coming in before the Parliament now in Canada? You can be put in prison for potential crimes in the future that someone thinks you might or you might have thought about committing, and you might have spoken about it online. And they can also go back into your past, and anything you said 20 years ago, you can go do up to 10 years in jail. So it's insane. How long? And so I'm moving to fucking Costa Rica or somewhere.
Yeah, well, there are so many governments around the world right now, Western democracies, republics, whatever,
Texas, I
where
guess,
they're literally introducing these online safety bills and disinformation and misinformation and malinformation legislation to combat all of that.
The amount of misinformation that the government puts out, and now, it's legit disinformation. It has been proven. Things that the official stance that the government has taken in the past were motivated by reasons other than public interest, and they were absolutely misinformation. And they're the only ones calling it out are the independent media. You were,
and you know what? Now you've got a lot of people as well that are able to kick back and say,
you were. Yeah.
You got a lot of people now that are able to kick back and say, well, we thought they were right at the time. They're making excuses for the politicians. They're making excuses for the legislators because they went along with it. It's we know that now.
Debate. There was no debate
but at the time,
that's my issue.
There was no debate. At the time, though, they were calling us grandmother killers. Remember that?
Yes.
It was crazy.
Holy fuck. Because you'll spread it to your grandmother if you don't get the shot. Because, hey, Tyron, did you know that you can't spread it if you get injected? Did you know that? Yeah. Oh, my God.
The number of times we saw that said.
I had family members say that you've got to do your civic duty as a Canadian to protect others and get the shot.
Yeah.
Turns out you're not protecting jack shit. Anyway, so this stream, we'll never be monetized now.
It's all over, mate. It's all over. I was sitting next to a guy in a doctor's surgery once, and he was I get the numbers mixed up, but he was in getting his 5th jab, right? So this would have been his 3rd booster, so he'd had his first 2 shots and his 3rd booster, and this was his 4th time having COVID. And he said to me, these were his words, could you imagine how much worse it would have been if I didn't have the vaccine? Imagine. That's actually imaginary.
Oh my,
you were talking to me.
Yeah.
Self-awareness. God. Holy fuck.
Oh my goodness.
Right? That's right.
Oh.
And people that have had, they caught, and there are if you look up the LGG4 antibody, look that up. You overextend your antibody, your immune system, and it just gets hyped up, and eventually gets worn out. It's tired, and there's nothing left to fight. And now you're catching COVID 3 and 4 and 5 times. And the people, my family and friends that are, I caught COVID 5 times, but thank God I had the booster. Otherwise, it would have been worse. It's like, oh my jeez. I mean,
I mean, I do have to ask you this question, because I was never against vaccination at all. Like I had my.
Did you
kids
tell anyone not to
and
get
stuff
it?
like that.
I mean, did you prevent anyone from getting it?
I hope so. But
No,
then,
I mean they were.
That's
No. You don't follow what I'm saying, Tyron. They were forcing us to get it. Did you force anyone not to get it? Like, I didn't force people not to. I didn't literally threaten to fire people if they got it.
Threatened to take away their livelihood,
their
ability to support themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, 100%.
And Trudeau's saying, "Oh, you weren't forced to take it." Well, yeah, I guess if I can eat grass and heat my home with a fire, actually, I fucking can. He's like, I can, but a lot of Canadians can't.
Well, that's right.
Yeah, that's just what. But why isn't this being talked more amongst? I mean, people just want to forget about it. And I'm sorry, I had politicians in Vancouver, public officials saying, get the shot or be shot. They literally said that. So I'm not about to forget this. I'm not about to forget it. I mean, just because you're obviously a danger to, if you value human life, and if you're willing to believe a pharmaceutical company that has been convicted twice, the largest American criminal suit in American history, on two.
Well, they've got more convictions against their name, but they have the two biggest.
Shot
ever.
Or get the shot or be shot. Are you insane? And you know what? So I went back to find this guy to communicate with him just a few months ago, and all of a sudden his account is just evaporated. It's just gone.
Yeah, right.
So he doesn't want to be accountable for the statements that he made.
No, it's the same as Daniel Andrews, who was the Premier of Victoria at the time. He all he had to do was declare a state of emergency, and under that state of emergency, he had all these brand new powers to call things like not just lockdowns, but we had curfews, we had lockouts. If you didn't scan a QR code, you couldn't. You couldn't travel on public transport. You couldn't go into any building. You couldn't go to the supermarket. You couldn't go shopping if you didn't scan your QR code. We had those
live
physical.
In Australia until the COVID hit.
Man, it's
like
the best place on earth.
It is. The best place.
I say it.
But if the people don't value their freedom and they're just willing to give it up,
just like
my little brother lives in Australia. I want to live in Australia. I've been to Australia more times than any other country on the planet. I identify with you guys. I fucking love you guys. But if you're not gonna fight for your freedom, I'm scared to live on an island, trapped.
I know, right? Yeah.
And this is a Canadian fucking saying this after what was done to me. I realize it's the pot calling the fucking kettle black. Okay, I do, and I realize I'm wearing blackface as I say that. Okay,
it's all right, Trudeau. Calm down. But yeah.
God, I miss Tyron. I fucking.
It's been an uncanny few years, hasn't it? And I really hope that we don't forget, and I don't want to see us let up on people who need to be held accountable either.
I mean,
but tell me what's been going on in your world.
I can forgive people that were naive. I was naive, man. I was all about the carbon tax and environmentalism and all of that not too long ago. But dude, I got 2 days training on driving a Zamboni. And they want to hire me in the fall to start at the ice rink being a permanent Zamboni driver. So how's that? That's pretty cool.
Dude, that sounds cool.
Yeah, it's the Canadian dream.
Do you get to go to free hockey games? You get to go to hockey for free.
I'm going to be doing the ice rink at the time. It's mostly for kids and the public, but yes. Maria with T and Telly, thank you for being here.
Oh, good day, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Ray Lucard says, not forgetting. It showed people's true colors. You know what, Ray? It did. And that's like, I really used to think that I had like 20 friends that would hide me from the cops. if I ever needed that.
Yes.
And this is like, I used to be a fucking Boy Scout. Cops used to be like your, the people you go to before before this shit happened. Like, I used to have faith in the cops, and and now it's like, well, it depends on the police officer, I suppose. Depends on which one you're talking about. And now you're absolutely right, man. I'm not gonna forget. I'm absolutely not gonna forget. I will forgive the people that were naive, because I've been naive in the past, but those that grab that opportunity to start telling others what to do, I'm going to remember you. There was a lot of people that like to tell others what to do. Did you notice they just came out of the fucking woodwork?
Yeah, they really did, didn't they? And yeah, I've never seen anything like it. I don't like.
No, I didn't think we were.
I
like
didn't
that.
imagine. I didn't imagine
No.
that it was possible in Australia. Like
No.
Australia, but I feel like this is part of what
Not
the
in
problem was.
Australia.
Like Australia is such a laid back place, right?
Exactly.
We kind of
Yes.
don't really give a shit if our politicians are a little bit corrupt. We kind of let them get away with all sorts of things, and it's like, we don't care. Just get the job done. Make sure our schools are looked after. Make sure our health's looked after. We've got a pretty good system there. If you lose your job, you get taken care of. Like we do have some good.
It's kind of like Canada, but with boomerangs.
Yeah, we got more boomerangs, 100%. But we do have a good social support system, and we do have programs to help people get back into employment. And I struggle with the health system here. It's pretty crazy in Texas, but that's another story in the US. Dude. But the Australians had it pretty good, so that I think they were just typically inclined to listen to government and just go, yeah, all right, whatever we need to do, we'll just do this and we'll get through it. And I think they were
they hadn't been deceived before like that.
Not like
same
this
as
ever.
Canada.
No,
not same as Canada. We trusted our institutions. And now, like, I can't believe I'm saying this, because I was one that followed the rules. I had ultimate faith in Canada. I was like I said, a Boy Scout. I believed it all. And now I realize that our court system is biased. Our news system.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yep.
But I'm optimistic. You know what? I'm not naive anymore. But I'm not, and I'm not gonna forget. But I'm optimistic. Because I see now that there are a lot of people that have woken up. They pulled the trigger too fast, and they pulled the trigger too hard and fast. Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have woken up. And I think that people, they don't want to be divided. I'm tired of hearing about you're trans and you're native and you're Aboriginal and you're a woman and you're this and you're. How about we're all just human people, and let's celebrate together and be united?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think though, Steve, we are starting to see a coalescence of people. And it's not, we're seeing the fringe isolate themselves. We're seeing those people that would take freedoms and liberties away from us. We're seeing them appear on the outside now. And we're going, hang on, there's a whole bunch of us that we might have been environmentalists. We might have been lefties. We might have been a little bit more conservative. We might have been but
in my youth.
Now we're seeing people from all walks of life just sort of coalescing somewhere in the middle and just going, man, however the fuck that happened is never a part of my universe. How did that impact my life so heavily? And what is this nonsense that somebody's telling me needs to be a part of my life? It doesn't. And I think a lot of people are starting to agree to terms that are just generally more agreeable. Do you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, that makes sense. That's common sense. Let's do that. And we're finding each other in places that we might never have thought to look before. And I think that's exciting for the future. And I think that's kind of why you're seeing the emergence of new political movements and new social organizations that aren't on the fringe, that aren't on the extreme. They're out there and they're loud. But I think folks are coming together in a way that is I hope will bring about betterment just overall for everyone. That's what I'm really hoping.
I think
Small
so.
fringe minority. That's it. That's what we're talking about.
It's not. But it's not. That's the irony. Trudeau really thought that it was just a small. When he made those comments, if you're not familiar with Canadian politics, Trudeau said he's not going to meet with
there
the
anything
convoy
interesting that works
organizers. That it's just a small fringe minority of people with unacceptable views, and he questioned whether we should be allowed to take up space. His words, Tyron.
Yeah, dude. We had the
Wow.
Premier of Victoria saying that stuff as well.
Wow.
You know,
So,
he said
yeah.
almost exactly that. We had, you know,
I
the
challenged
Prime
him to a
Minister of New
boxing
Zealand
match.
who was saying, yeah, we're absolutely creating a two-tiered system.
Yeah.
You either
Right?
you either get
But
you know, you
I'm
either get
optimistic.
vaccinated or you miss out. You know?
I'm optimistic. I think Canadians and Australians both, and a lot of people around the world, we're missing that social connection. I'm tired of being divided based on our gender, sexual preferences, and or fucking food choices, vegans, and and me. I'm a meatitarian, and I have friends that are vegans, and I'm fine with that. I really think people want to. I feel 2024, Tyron, is going to be the year of connection. It's the year of the dragon, and I feel it's going to be the year that people say, listen, we're tired of the propaganda and the bullshit, and let's reconnect with our brothers and sisters around the world, you know, and our neighbors. I really feel
hope
2024, man. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a good vibe. And
it does.
Man, I tell you,
Captain Kirk, man, we need Captain Kirk here leading the way. He should be Prime Minister of Canada, I'll tell you that. Fucking Captain Kirk is our Prime Minister. Oh my God, can't we have Captain Kirk as our Prime Minister? We would be the coolest country on Earth, would we not?
Could you imagine if we just had like the cast? Well, not the cast. We actually had the Starfleet members just rock up and they're like, we're stuck here in this time frame, but we're all going to run for political office, or we're going to oversee things for you, and we could just, I don't know, that could be cool.
I'm a big fan. You know, I'm a backpacker, Tyron, and I'm a big fan of every leader of a country spending time as a backpacker around the world. You know, get some cultural understanding going.
It'd be eye-opening for them for sure.
I think so. Absolutely. Have you been to Ireland?
Something I wish I had done. I've obviously done a lot in Australia. Like I was telling the guys at work the other day, if shit hit the fan here, I would have my general. Okay, so my Australian survival skills are pretty good. I would not have a problem surviving in the bush for any length of time. I know how to track Australian species. I know what Australian foods I can eat. I know where to get water. I know where to get shelter. I can do all of that stuff easily there. Here in Texas,
the black boy has water.
Different
apparently.
Story. It's a different story.
Sorry, go ahead. Well, is that in a lot of places in Queensland or just down in the south? Are you familiar with Queensland as well?
I could do New South Wales, Victoria, South Australia easily enough. I've never been to WA. I've been to Queensland, but
dude, I've got
different parts of the world. So yeah,
I got a huge love for WA. I've got a lot of friends there. Yeah, I if you get a chance, I recommend it.
It's supposed to be a pretty nice part of the world.
Have you said things that'll get you arrested upon your return to Australia?
Probably
what have you
not.
said?
Probably not online. But there was a while there where my Twitter feed was basically calling Australian politicians wankers, dickheads, and all the rest of that. That's neither here nor there, because that's exactly what they are. But I don't think that I said anything that would
prevent you.
I don't know, man. It's hard to say because they were just making up the rules as they went along.
They're doing that. I've probably said some things. I mean, if this law ever becomes law, and I don't think it will, but If it does, they can go back into your past, and anything you said
Yeah.
online, you can spend up to 10 years in jail for. Well, I've publicly, I haven't. I never condone violence, but I did challenge Trudeau to a boxing match and a hockey game, full contact.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, who
I
knows
would pay to
if
watch
you
that.
dude, I'm 5'6", and I guarantee he won't last more than. I give him 1 minute, 60 seconds, 6-0, and if I can't have him unconscious in 60 seconds in a boxing match, something's wrong. Just saying. I have no training. I don't need training. If you know what I'm saying. There's enough heart and passion.
Okay, let me just say this. There was a hockey player recently. You probably know more about this than me. Who
shit.
almost executed.
We got a New
roundhouse
Zealander
kick.
in the chat. Go ahead, please. Sorry.
Oh yeah,
It's
Carla.
sorry. Go ahead.
Oh yeah,
It is.
yes.
Go
It's
ahead.
Carla Burton. G'day. How you doing, Carla? Yeah. So this hockey player almost does a high side kick. It wasn't quite a roundhouse kick and severed the artery in that dude's neck and killed him on the ice. I could see you pulling something like that, man.
Killed him on wow. Dude. It would just be well, he called you know what? He called people in the Freedom Convoy and those that supported the Freedom Convoy before he froze our bank accounts. He called us uneducated.
Yep.
Uneducated. And you know what? I'll put my travel experiences up. I'll put my resume up against his any day. I'll put my education up against his any day. Uneducated, misogynistic.
Of course.
I've never had an ex-wife, Mr. Trudeau. I've never had a woman say things about me like women have said about you. I'm still friends with all my exes. I can borrow money off of all of my ex-girlfriends and you know. So he called us racist. I've the only night I've ever done blackface is right now tonight because I have charcoal on my face from the fire. He can't even remember how many times he's done blackface. Like no, he was projecting. Man. You know what projecting
all of these
is
things
when
were about
you're guilty
division.
of something and you project yourself. Yeah, of course it was about division. Of course it was about division. Carla, you have an invite if you want on. Please, you are welcome on. In fact, you know what? We've got a good chat. I'm just gonna fucking drop it right. I know you're not supposed to do this, but I'm overly naive and trusting, as has been told to me many times. So I'm just gonna drop that right in the chat, Carla, because I'm overly naive. Go ahead if you want to join. No pressure. You're welcome to. We are just talking about the COVID pandemic. We are talking about misogyny, racism, all of the things that YouTube promotes. Jeez. You know, normally I have 20 people watching. I wonder why we only have 6. Do you think it could be the topics of conversation?
I came on, man, and I killed your channel. I'm sorry, dude.
No, are you kidding? I was talking about this shit before you came. No, I'm pretty sure.
I came for the campfire. I was like, that's what I want to do.
It's pretty good, eh? But if you don't mind, I'm gonna step away and I'm gonna grab some wood to throw on it because I think we can do better than this for St. Patty's Eve.
Go for it. Yeah, crank it up.
And it's not St. Patty's Eve where you are, Texas. Oh no, shit. Where Carla is. Where Carla is. Yeah.
What you're asking.
Yep. It is. It's past midnight in Texas, is it?
It better not be because I have to work in a few hours. But we have. Well, hang on. I can't even find my phone now, so I can't find what time it is.
I miss talking to you and Rennie both. Oh
yeah,
you got
likewise.
Lots of time. You got lots of time.
When I saw you cranking up that fire, I thought that's exactly what I do every time I go camping, man. I just cannot help myself, but I'll go out and I'll harvest wood. Once I've got my campsite established, I'll just go and harvest wood for as long as I can until I'm exhausted. And I've got so much wood, I think that's going to last me 2 days. Then I decide I'm going to have something to eat because I'm wrecked and I have something to drink. I'll typically put the billy on and boil some tea. And then just as that sun is like disappearing over that horizon, I start building it up. that wood that I
Beautiful.
think will last for 2 days is
Yep.
always gone in about 4 hours, and I'm in bed by midnight.
Oh, jeez.
It's just this mountain of
Wow.
wood. I have to have a bonfire. I just can't control
Love
myself.
it.
It's just,
Beautiful.
you know, you
Well,
you
hey,
just go.
I
I'll
think
get
you'd
one
like
big log.
you'd fit in around here.
Man,
We've
it's
got
so much fun.
Cardinal Sin's brother, Ari Bavel, is in the chat. Hello, Ari.
G'day. How you doing?
The StreamYard link is Ari. If you want to join, the StreamYard is just above your comment here. If you want to join, the link is right there. Yeah, Cardinal Sin's brother. Oh, and you know what? I'm gonna show this. Ari sent me this in the mail. The Cardinal Sin challenge coin.
Oh, cool.
And that is the show that I used to help Cardinal Sin out on. Into the Fringe. So yeah, welcome, Ari. And thank you for that. I really
cool,
appreciate
man.
the package in the mail. Thank you, Ari. Yeah, and Rennie, you're welcome anytime, as well as Tyron. You're welcome, even if it's a bunch of dudes. You're still always welcome.
I think she's heading upstairs right now.
All right. Carla Burton's just eating, and I think she'll maybe join in a second. And William Shakespeare, hey, buddy. The link is in the chat, William Shakespeare, if you want to join. Our friend William is in Seattle, Tyron, and he's a good friend of mine. So hopefully he can join.
Hey,
but yeah, how's working at the gun range? That's pretty awesome. Hey, and is wintertime still busy?
Mate, it's we've got spring break on here at the moment, and it is chaos.
Really?
So yeah, man, we've been busy. Like we've been pre-Christmas busy, which was crazy. So I love my job. It's so
People
much
buy
fun.
guns for Christmas,
dude. I
really?
love Texas. So
I love
much.
Texas. Oh my god, I love Texas. Fuck,
Mate,
I gotta move there.
I gotta. This is probably the easiest close I've ever done on a sale. One day, I had a gentleman who'd just been to another sporting store, and he'd just bought a 45 caliber Glock, and he's walked in because he needed to shoot somewhere. So he's come into the range, and he's like, "I just need to get a lane." And I'm like, "Yeah, cool. Let's sort that out for you." And he goes, "Oh, you sell guns here as well?" "Yeah, sure. We got our sales wall over here, and feel free to have a look while I set you up." And he goes, "Oh, you got the Glock in 10 millimeter. I was looking for that, but I bought a 45 today, and it's on his hip in a holster." And I was like, "Bloke, I'm looking at you. I'm seeing 2 hips and 1 pistol. I reckon you should grab that." And he's like, "You're right. I will get it." I was like, "What the fuck? Did that actually just work?" It was crazy, dude. It's not.
Wow.
It is not hard to sell a Texan a gun. And
holy shit! Wow, that's well done. And
dude,
so is it a bit of a cultural? Like, had you been to Texas before, ever, or America before?
I've never been to the States before, but it didn't take long to fit in. I find, I love people. I love working with people. I don't know. I swear a lot less in Texas than I do back home. I'm a bit more polite. I tried using the sir and ma'am thing. It's just not my style. It does not work for me.
You don't use the C word, though, do you, in Texas?
I have eliminated that.
Yes,
mostly from my vocab here.
Yeah, that's an Australian thing doesn't go over very well over there.
Yeah, even with the blokes, like you could be.
Oh yeah,
they could be cussing
even
out
with
the
the
back.
blokes.
Yeah, and then you drop that. They're like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa."
Yeah, you can say "butt fuck motherfucker bitch," but if you say "cunt," that all the dudes turn and look at you, because they all have mothers, and there's still I don't want to say chivalry, but there's a lot of respect in Texas, and they hold their chin up high, and I used to, when I was more liberal and leftist and more an environmental fucking naive person, I used to look down upon Texas and Alberta, and now I hold Alberta, now that I hit 50 and I'm a little more wise, Alberta and Texas are the places that I aspire to, and I respect them and look up to them.
Yeah, but I know that you're still a greenie, right? Like I'm still a greenie. Like
I love the
I
environment.
believe,
Absolutely.
of course we do. Of course
Yeah.
we do. And like when I go into the bush, like
Yeah.
I leave it just as I found it, you know. So I
Yep.
repair the ground as well as I can.
Oh,
and,
100%. I
and we're
don't leave
taking our trash
litter.
out.
I don't leave
That's right.
litter. I have respect for an environment. I will plant trees.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So these
I
are
love
things that we can do as an
wildlife.
individual scale, right? And when I
100%.
look at Texas, for example, I see so much trash everywhere, and I'm like, man, like just pick up after yourself.
Canada,
Like if
I don't know what's happened. People litter. Canada used to have a reputation for being no litter. There's actually Canadian bacon. Have you seen the movie Canadian Bacon?
I have not.
It's kind of up there with the Castle. That genre, that sort of thing, you know.
Yeah,
Castle?
I'm hearing you.
Okay, so the Canadian Bacon is kind of like the Castle. All right. So and when John Candy stars in it, and a whole bunch of Canadian actors and some Americans, and the thing is, litter is you don't litter in Canada. Well, that used to be the thing. And sadly, it's no longer true. Hello, our New Zealand friend.
Hello.
And it's St. Patrick's Day
Hey, how
where
you doing,
you are.
Carla?
You're in the middle of St. Patrick's Day celebrations. Are you sober? We're not.
Yeah, I am.
One
Very
of
much
us.
am sober. I'm always sober. I don't need alcohol to laugh or be happy.
No, welcome.
I'd probably be like really miserable. I'd be like, oh.
Oh, no, well, St. Patrick's Day over here is very much beer related.
Yeah.
You know,
We're more just tell jokes. That's about the limit for us. Tell St. Patrick's Day jokes. Because they're the funniest.
Well, Aussies notoriously don't get along too well with the Irish, and I don't know if that's the same for New Zealanders, but typically you're going to meet an Irishman in a bar, and the girls are going to go weak at the knees for the Irish accent, and it's like, right, that's it, and that's how bar fights happen.
The Australian,
booze,
you're not
girls,
telling me Texan girls aren't attracted to the Australian male accent? Yes, they are.
I'm a married man. I wouldn't know anything about that.
I wouldn't think so, but I'm a Kiwi, but I can't imagine.
You would clean up over here, Carla. They hear that accent, right? They hear my accent, and they're like, "Oh, what part of New Zealand are you from?" This is literally a question I got at not my first gun show, but a recent gun show that I went to, and so the guy says, "What part of New Zealand are you from, mate?" And I said, "Probably the same part of Canada you're from." And he did not like that. They were fighting words at a gun show. But I thought, okay, that was one of my boundary pushes in terms of comedy, culture, and Texans. That was one where I like, okay, that's a boundary.
You don't want to learn the hard way at a gun show.
No, you don't. No, you only make that mistake once.
No. But sometimes I have to admit that sometimes I listen to like an Aussie or a New Zealander on an American show or something like that, and I'm like, oh, is that guy Aussie or Kiwi? I can't, because it's like not American, and it is, and so some of them are a bit blended.
Sometimes they are, yeah.
So you have
You're
to forgive
absolutely
the guy.
right. You're absolutely right. And when you hear an Aussie accent, or even English as well goes here, because I've run into a few English folk, and you're like, oh, where's he from? Is he New South Wales, or he might be Queensland? No. Maybe he's New Zealand? No, he's English. You just actually, there's this little smartass bloke came in to work the other day. And he was only young. He's probably like 18 or maybe even younger. And he said, where are you from? Are you from Australia? And I was like, yeah, I am. And he goes, have you been home to Britain recently? And I was like, oh, I did not even have a comeback for that.
Yeah.
I like
that
that.
little guy.
That's good.
Now that's where the C word would have been appropriate, but I didn't even call him that. I was like, "Oh, you little,"
Wow, that's
you know,
awesome.
like
I've never thought of that. That's awesome.
that would have been
Have you been
perfect,
home
but I
to
didn't even do
England?
it. It's like, yeah. Yeah, he said Britain, not England. So if he had said England, I would have been like, oh, you actually passed geography. But
Wow.
he
There's
stumped me, that guy, because I didn't know what to say. He was there with his dad, and his dad was bigger than I was, and he had more guns than I did. I was like, okay, well, I'll let you have that point.
Yeah. Did you
No.
have a nice time with your son came over a while ago,
He
right?
did. I had a great time. It was awesome.
Yeah? Did he bring you food? Did he bring you any food?
He did not. I really should have. I really should have put in more of an order.
Yeah.
He brought a couple of Tim Tams from the flight, and that's about it. And then as soon as he gave me those, I was like, oh shit! I should have got him to bring like a suitcase full of the stuff. But I was a bit slack. But that was really good. We obviously he got to meet Rennie and see us spend time together, which I was very thankful for. And we got to travel around and see a fair bit of Texas in our area at least. And it was just great hanging out with him and talking about some of the things we were talking about earlier, Steve, with him. And he was of a different mindset of some of these things.
trying
I'm
different
going to turn my camera on. Stay off. Oh,
No, I'm just doing different layouts.
Stop playing with it.
There. So
There you go.
So
Perfect.
to our Canadian viewers, please tell them what Tim Tams are. And we can buy them. If you look for them, I can buy them at the corner store. The gas station next door has Tim Tams. But a lot of Canadians don't know what they are.
I'm glad you're asking me and not Rennie, because she'll say, well, they're an Australian cookie. No, they're not.
No,
they're not a cookie. They're a biscuit, right?
Yeah, they are.
And,
Exactly.
Now, this may or may not be something that Australia stole or claims to have not stolen from New Zealand. I'm pretty sure
we have chit chats. I prefer chit chats.
Chit chats, yeah. So I don't think I've had them, but with the Tim Tams, they're a delicious biscuit.
Oh, stop it, Rennie.
That just
with milk chocolate and wafers. They come in rectangular fingers that are thicker than Kit Kat and not as dense. They're much more light than Kit Kat, and they're just like fingers of chocolate and wafer that just melt in your mouth. And they're Cadbury delicious.
One is just
chocolate.
The perfect size, like you can eat one in 3 bites, and you go, "That was incredible. That was amazing. I'll just have another." And so you do that.
Yes. And the package.
And before too long,
there's about 12 in a package or something. Yeah.
Yep. You've eaten 6. You go, do you know what?
$7 a pack.
There's only 9 in a pack. I'll just finish it.
There's $7, Carla. $7 for a pack of Tim Tams over here.
On special, they're $1.99 here.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
My kids go through a packet because I got a lot of kids.
Can you get Tim Tams in Texas?
They'd melt.
You can get them here, but they are quite expensive here as well.
You can. Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah, $7 a fucking pack is expensive.
That's crazy talk.
And my kids have Tim Tam Slams. That's why we go through a lot of those biscuits. Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Rennie knows the Tim Tam Slam. Oh yeah. You're making me homesick, woman.
Oh, sorry.
Do you know what? I went home for Christmas, and my brother from Australia. So I spent Christmas with mom and dad on the East Coast. He is south of Perth in Bunbury.
Okay.
Bunbury, Austerlind, actually. Austerlind in south of Bunbury a little bit, or north of Bunbury, but south of Perth. And he sent a package of the Redskin candies. And the cherry ripes. A lot of cherry ripes to mom and dad's. It's an acquired taste, Carla, I guess.
Yeah. I just don't like cherry. We're not into cherry.
Lots of cherry ripes, yeah. And then the coconut in with the cherry ripe is pretty good. I like that. But yeah, it was good. Yeah, Australia has some pretty good candy, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Oh, was that from America?
I've tried to stay away from candy and such, and trying to look after my diet a little bit more. A lot of things don't agree with me here.
Mm.
I tell you, one of the things I found about
So
food,
processed, eh? It's really
Barbecue.
processed.
Oh.
Like, and they
Barbecue,
can't make cheese.
though.
They cannot make cheese in that country.
it's
No,
plastic.
no,
It's
it is.
ridiculous. I'm like, how hard is it to make cheese or a meat pie? How hard is it to
There's
make a
no meat pies.
No,
No.
no. I feel like you're moving there and making meat pies.
I
That's
think
not
that would be a great business venture, and I'm 100% down with that.
Yep.
But,
Yep.
woman, I tell you, if you do
Yep.
come here,
Meat pies.
bring sheep, because they're like they sell pork here in the States, like we sell shit like lamb in Australia,
Yes.
right?
True.
Mm.
And
You
when
can't
I
get
go
good
shopping
lamb
for
over
a lamb
here.
chop, man, it's like $10 for a lamb chop, for one lamb chop.
What? What?
$10. Yeah, it's a thick one. Like it's like you could almost get
That's
two
still
out of
too
it.
much money.
That's
I can
bullshit.
get a
That's
whole
what that
pack.
is.
I can get
Yeah.
a whole pack. Exactly.
Yeah, but
Right? So
10
my brothers
10
and I, when
American
we
is-
sat down,
that's 15
Yeah.
New Zealand.
yeah, and
Yeah.
when my brothers and I were growing up, we'd easily eat 5 or 6 lamb chops with some mashed
Mm.
potato and some peas on
Yeah.
our plate. You're like, that was
Yeah.
that was a feed. That's a $100 meal here.
That's, yeah,
Yes.
Jamaican. You know that
Lamb is not
actually-
a North American thing,
Yeah,
I
not.
guess.
we just.
But yeah.
we.
So I miss
that-
these little things.
Yeah, that would be miserable. But just the taste, like it just tastes different there.
It does, and I'll tell you why. Just really, well, this is one reason why it might taste different. So I was looking at this said lamb chop at Sprouts. I'm going to mention it because it's name and shame time. Sprouts, you suck. It looked deliciously fresh. It was nice and pink, but the packaging was a little bit swollen. And I'm like, all right. Today is the expiry date, but it is on special. I'm going to go and get it. So I got it, took it home, and I opened it. And, okay, so I know you know what the inside of a carcass smells like, Steve. But this,
Yes, I
just
do.
imagine the most
Yeah.
disgusting
I
composting
spent 3 nights
flesh.
with it.
Oh, it made me dry reach straight away. The whole
Oh.
kitchen filled up as soon as I broke the
Oh,
plastic on this
gross.
thing of this
Gross.
rank, rancid, dead flesh smelling. That chop looked so nice and pink and fresh, and on both sides. And you know what happens when meat goes off? It starts to get that silvery green or a little bit
Yes,
of blue or grayish.
Yeah, you've only got
Purpley
1 or 2
colour in it.
days left at that point. Yep.
Right? Okay, you'd still eat it at that phase, but
I
this,
would.
Well, I would. I
Yeah,
do.
I would.
And
Builds up your tolerance. I would. I have done.
Oh no, I have. But
Yeah, man,
this
eat
thing was rancid. It was rancid, and it
Wow.
was the most horrific thing I've smelt in a kitchen, and I just had to take it back. And the guy was a little bit. He was a little bit not wanting to give my money back, and I was no, I don't think you understand, mate. This is not how it works. But he, I was like, I'm going to open all of these ones and make sure that they're fresh. So we started cutting them open. And I'm like, not fresh. That's not.
Oh
what
my
meant.
goodness.
So if you can make a lamb chop look fresh when it's actually off and decomposing in front of you, that's some serious preservatives or colorings. Or
Yeah,
whatever,
right?
all of the above. Yeah, that's nasty. They can't be doing
Yeah.
good things for your gut biome. It just can't.
I have got a. I remember the smell.
Oops, hang on a bit. Sorry.
I would drive through the outback, and you know those roads through Australia that are national highways.
Yeah.
However, they're mostly dirt, and there's one lane paved stretch. And when the road train comes through, you
Oh,
get the
she's
fuck
got some
off the
Tams.
pavement.
Yeah, but
And-
what does that
Yes.
say? What does that say there? What does that say?
It better not say cookies.
It says 11 biscuits.
11. There you go.
11
Odd
biscuits.
number. Evil bastard.
Yeah, they are. Anyway, I've got a lot of bitty things.
Keep talking, Steve. I'm going to have to just jump for
Yeah,
1 second.
and-
I'll be right back.
And so these road trains, these big transport trucks with 5 trailers on behind them, 18-wheelers,
Whoa.
but you've got 5 trailers behind them. I think
Where
that's
is
the legal
this?
limit.
Where
Australia,
is this?
Western
Oh,
Australia,
yeah, they've
crossing the
got big-
Nullarbor.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they don't have trains, so they do it in road trains.
And they
And
have
when
straight
these-
lines because there's no mountains.
They do, and you saw Mad Max when they've got the big steel guards on the front of the trucks. Well, those are bull bars on the front of
Yeah,
Australian trucks.
yeah.
Those are the real deal. And when they hit
Yeah.
a cow, they don't stop because they've got
Wow.
5 trailers behind them.
Yeah.
They can't.
Yeah.
The cow's already dead. So I as a backpacker, we had an old Mitsubishi Combi 300. We were backpacking around, and you'd smell half a cow about a minute before you would see it.
Yeah.
And you'd drive by it on the side of the road. It's like, oh, that one got hit by the road train truck that went by here last night. And you'd smell it long before, but it was just crazy. And I remember that smell. And like, we've got nothing like in Canada. If you hit a deer is only like 200 pounds. It's not 1,000 pounds, you know?
Mm. So someone was saying they were riding a bike down on the roads like from the north of the North Island to the south of the South Island, so the entire length of the country. And when a cattle truck would pass, that by the taste of the poo that would go in their mouth, they could tell if it was
Oh my God.
the cow or sheep. It's gross, but I mean, if so many trucks pass you, you're gonna know the difference.
No kidding.
So gross.
That is gross. Yeah.
So do their bull bars look like almost cow catchers or something like?
Yeah, exactly. Well, Mad Max, they're literally like kind of like the police have on the front of their cars to push stuff out of the way, but they're giant size.
Yeah, they'd have to be, because you don't want the rest of your trailers running over the cow either, right?
No, you want to put but no, actually, funny you say that. There's no scoop aspect.
Yeah, that's what I think it isn't.
But no, there's no scooping action to it. It is funny that you say that. Yeah.
Oh, so it just ends up being like a flat possum.
I think that it hits.
Cow.
It's gonna hit the cow right in the chest, and it's gonna.
Yeah.
It'll just push it to one side or the other. Yeah, it's crazy. Hey, Daniel's Hot Topics. Hello and welcome.
Hi,
Happy
Daniel.
St. Patrick's Day to you. And
Yes, it is, Mr. Tonic Man. It's pretty gross, but it's the way it is.
Yeah.
It's just processed grass. Think of it that way.
Now, Rennie L says, what Tyron neglected to say is he never likes keeping receipts. They are required for returns here. Yeah, well, I figure I should just be able to show them my credit card statement on my phone, and that should be enough.
I'm like that too. Yeah.
Right? I mean,
These
is
days
this
they can
2024? Is this 1989, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we have 8 people in the chat. Welcome. Once
hi.
we started talking about cows getting run over, all of a sudden, people who like violence against animals just start streaming in.
Did the people start coming in when we started talking about Tim Tams? I think that's probably about the time.
It could have been Tim Tams.
Well,
Biscuits are
so like,
I can walk next door.
No, they're talking about COVID. I've had enough of that bullshit. Oh, they're talking about Tim Tams? Yeah, sign me up.
I have an hour. I can go next door to the store and get a box of Tim Tams, and I can eat them in front of you.
I can like literally eat them in front of you too now, like now.
Oh, you have them in
Steve's
front of you?
threatening it, and she just showed them.
I think she did. Oh, that's Tim Tams. Oh my God, yes.
She's got 11.
Yes.
Look at
Oh yeah.
Oh.
That's nice. Oh my
and I'll
God,
show you what they
yes.
look like on the inside.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were
Dude,
going to
that's
do that.
Yum,
That's
yum,
wafery.
yum.
See, that's a biscuit. It's too
Now, if
thin.
we could have
The
someone-
layers are too thin to be a cookie.
Mm-hmm.
If we could have somebody make Carla a hot Milo, and do you prefer a hot Milo or just a regular just
Hot Milo
You know.
sounds like a dirty,
What I like
dirty
is
thing.
no,
Oh, that's
No,
a
it's
dirty
two ways.
Sanchez I'm thinking of. I'm
No,
sorry, that's different.
You can have. I have milk. I prefer Milo with milk, and then you put dry Milo on top,
yes,
and
of course.
you eat it like that.
Yeah, so
Milo
my
is
mother-
Nesquik. For our Canadian and American viewers,
Yeah.
it's a chocolatey
It's not
mix
really.
like Nesquik.
Yeah, it's not, but it's okay.
Well, it's an energy.
We'll let him have it though. It's a good way
It's
to,
not
to
healthy.
describe it.
You guys claim it's
No.
healthy. I don't believe it is.
It's a
Yeah, because it's
breakfast
got
drink.
malt in it.
That doesn't make it
Yeah.
healthy.
But just on that, my mum used to tell us boys, because we had, I was the oldest of 4. So we were all
Erk.
going through puberty at the same time.
Yeah.
And so a tin of Milo just did not last long in our
No.
household, right?
Mhm.
And it was very much survival of the fittest. That was the rule with us
Oh,
kids.
yeah.
It was just,
The quick and the dead.
yeah. Yeah. And so
you
we,
guys drank
we
Milo like we drank Kool-Aid, perhaps.
possibly,
Mm.
when you belong in a cult and you've had enough. Is that? Oh no, that's the Kool-Aid. No, it's not like that. But we were told you can have 2 scoops of Milo, 2 teaspoons
okay.
of Milo.
Oh, 2 teaspoons. What,
No,
heap?
tablespoons. Tablespoons.
And we were like, okay. So we would watch our mum make a Milo for herself when she thought no one was watching. That woman could disappear half a tin of Milo in one glass of milk.
Right?
It was
Of
like
course.
mud. It was sludge. You could stand a spoon up in it. Oh, is
Do
that
as I
two
say,
spoons? Was it,
not as
Mum?
I do. That's right.
Mum's like,
That's
yeah,
right.
but I only have 1 Milo a month. Oh, so you put 60 fucking spoons of Milo
That's right.
in that 1 Milo a month, do you, Mum? Because it's funny. It's funny because we watched you make a fucking Milo last night as well, Mum.
but to be fair, she buys it.
it.
Yeah.
She's the best mum. She's the
That's
nicest.
awesome.
She's so nice. I can't believe. Well, Rennie says, I can't believe she put up with you
Wow.
for so long. I was like, no, right?
Has my camera got condensation on it? Have I
Either
got
that or
burning?
the screen melted a little
Yeah. You wouldn't melt a screen, would you, Canadian Spider-Man?
bit. It doesn't sound like something he would do. When he's saying, "Oh, this is too much. This is too hot." Oh, I gotta move.
He did that earlier this year too. He's like, "Oh no, it's really hot. I gotta move." I've melted a web screen. What do you call it? Camera before. Like, that's
Oh
all
my
right.
goodness!
Well, he's gonna clear.
There he is. Look at that.
I'll put a Tim
That's-
Tam in there.
Oh, there you go. Oral surgery. Now, if you need to pull a tooth out live on camera, we can talk you through that process.
Just a second.
Well, it's St. Patrick's Day, and he can drink alcohol to get over it.
There you go. We've got this sorted.
I was trying to explain on King Dolphin TV the other day that because this guy Fletch one time said, he says, "Oh, we were watching a Kiwi show and they said, oh yeah, they couldn't hack it."
You couldn't
And,
hack it, yeah.
Yeah, and he thought it was hilarious. So we had a laugh about that. And then I'm like, you know what else we say that Americans probably won't get? Oh, he's a hard case.
So what was it?
He's a hard case. If someone's
He's a hard case, yeah.
Yeah. But they didn't understand what I meant, and I thought that was hilarious.
It's pretty crazy. Like for the longest time, I was getting these really weird looks at work, and and I'm like, what do you like? What? I've said it. I've said the same thing twice, and I've maybe tried to use a variation of it, and I'm still getting this blank look. And I was like, you'll get it. You know, I didn't realize how much it was impacting. But one of our instructors, she does the license to carry class here, Joyce. She said, "Oh, I've started using you as an example with all of my students when it comes to the section on communication." And she'll ask me to come into the class and I'll say something and she'll go, "Now, does anybody know what language he's speaking?" And everyone will be like, "He's speaking English." "Correct. Now, do you know where he comes from?" And I'll say a little bit more, and then they'll be like, "Oh, New Zealand, Australia, England," you know, those 3 always come up. And then, okay, but do you actually understand what he's saying? Like, he speaks English, but do you understand what he's saying? It wasn't quite that bad. It was pretty bad though. And they're like, yeah, no, that's another one. That's another
Yeah,
one they don't get. Yeah, no. Or no, yeah, no, they don't mean the same. It's been a struggle a little bit, and then folks, you know, and then there's the sarcasm as well, and obviously, folks don't understand here that the C word can be actually a compliment, and the mate can be it can be like a prelude to fisticuffs. It's like if you say, "Listen, mate,"
Yeah.
that's not friendly.
Yeah.
But you could say, "Oh, he's a funny C word." Then that's a compliment, and it's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a funny. I can't even. I don't even want to say it, but because I'm.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I suppose they started to saying that more now here in New Zealand, but they never used to say it for long, and now all of a sudden, people say it. Wait, who? Yeah, just say it.
Yeah, good to see you.
It's one of those things. It's a good word. Should be more of it. But yeah, it's
therapeutic word.
4 years ago, Miss Herc 130 said 34 years ago tomorrow.
Well
I proposed to my wife. Very good move on my part.
Hells yeah.
Married up, eh?
Ah.
Well, I don't know. He doesn't say if she said yes.
Mr.
True. It is his wife he's talking about, but that's true. He didn't say that. If his wife said yes to marriage.
He did. Okay, so she must have said Milo is yummy, said Rennie A.
Oh, cool. Well done.
Or Rennie L.
And we're going to be 30 years in next January. So we just.
Oh shit! Rennie A changed her name to Rennie L. Look at that, of course. Nicely done, sir. Nicely done.
I'll have to send you a care package one day. Do you like Vegemite or not?
Oh, I love Vegemite. Rennie loves it as well.
At Gilmore's, I can buy like a 50 pack of like the little mini ones, so you can just have them when you want to. Not a whole tub.
That's cool. Macca's used to sell they used to have Vegemite in the little sachets, just like they would with jam and honey and stuff like that. So you can put it on your muffins.
Wow.
I tried to misrepresent Rennie.
Talk about her
a second ago by saying she loves Vegemite, and I expected to see her reply in the chat with, "No, I don't."
Vegemite is disgusting.
She doesn't like it.
I like that.
We'll take it. You don't have to eat it.
Yeah,
just like pavlova.
We don't. We don't.
Yeah,
holy
Mr. MH.
shit.
How you doing?
Wow. Yeah, absolutely. It's been a long time, says Mr. MH. Because he was in the Doomcock chat.
Yeah.
As a porn-worthy mouth. Are you, Carla? Is she talking about me or you?
I don't know. You're we were talking the other day, Tyron. We were talking about the castle. Because we were talking, what were we talking about? And I said, and you've seen the castle, Canadian Spider-Man?
Oh, I've seen it how many times? You're darn right.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, he just referenced it earlier, so.
Oh, did he? Oh, good job. So I said, whenever someone does something cool, I'm like, that is going straight to the pool room.
That's going straight to the pool room. Yeah.
Yep.
Tell
him he's dreaming. Tell him he's
such a quotable movie.
It is when was that? So many. How old is it? 30 years? How old is that movie?
Oh, man,
it's older than that.
Pretty old.
So I got so many copies of it.
I was introduced to it in 2001 when I first backpacked around your beautiful country. The first time I visited Australia was 87, but the first time I backpacked was 2001, and The Castle was an older movie at that point.
1997.
A young Eric Bana, 97. Oh, that's as old as my daughter.
It's Eric Bana.
It's 26 years
Which
old.
one's Eric Bana? Which one's Eric Bana?
Bana.
Which one is Eric Bana?
How do you say Farlap? Bana.
Say fish and chips.
But you don't say banana. You don't say banana, do you? You say banana.
Listen to us. We're just about to have a cross Tasman walk.
Exactly.
That's right.
You say banana, and he's a banner, so he's a banner, not a banner. He just says his name wrong. That's all.
He says,
I know.
Wait, he says his name wrong.
Yeah. He should have asked the Kiwi, and we would have helped him. You know. But you know, man, they won't ask for instructions, so we have to leave them off.
Oh my goodness. You heard it here. Eric Banner says his name wrong.
Yeah, because he won't ask for instructions. That's why. Because he's a guy. We all know how it works.
We don't need instructions because we know how to friggin' do it. Just give us some.
We already know how to do it. Yeah.
Exactly. We've done it many times. Oh my goodness. Rennie L has some definite opinions about Eric Bana.
He is.
And he was in the first Star Trek movie, right? From with what's his face, J.J. Abrams' Star Trek.
Oh yes.
Mm.
Yes.
Because that was a very young guy back then in that movie.
He was. He was. Canadian Spider-Man is also known as Australian Spider-Man. He's an honorary Aussie.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That is so well said.
Dude,
it's so well said.
True.
I love
and adopted Lebanese as well. Dude.
I can't believe when you were in Australia that you didn't come to New Zealand though. That is
because it's a
ridiculous.
lot like Canada. It's a lot like Canada.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It's
true.
It's
but it
a
isn't
lot
as
like
cold.
Canada.
Right, Ranny's in trouble for that. She's just said, I like JJ's Star Trek. I'm going to have to go and deal with that situation shortly. That's.
Oh, dear.
Could someone delete that comment?
What,
Who's got...
what do you...
It's going to be struck.
Somebody...
It's going to be struck down because of this.
I'm not for censorship unless it's that. Now, do you know what? I actually watched Star Trek.
What did you watch?
I watched JJ Trek 2009 with a mate of mine a little while ago. And he just said, man, I'm not like you. I'm not into all that science fiction. I don't give a shit about the history, the story of it. Yeah. It's a space movie and there's battles and I love it. There's aliens and shit. It's cool. I love it. I was like, all right, yeah, that's a fair point. I should just shut up about, all the Star Trek lore and like all of that. Because that's not his experience. That's not his relationship with Star Trek. So that was a valid point. And it wasn't... it was around that time that I remember hear Robert Meyer Burnett talking about if New Trek is some people's first ever experience with Star Trek, then let them have it, let them enjoy it. Like, yeah, cool. It's not for us. It's not for me. There'll be something else for me. I'm really digging Dune at the moment, dude. Oh yeah, my god!
I just watched that.
Yes, apparently they are good. See, I waited. I didn't see the first one because I wanted to see the whole movie, not half.
I haven't seen the second one, so it doesn't matter. It's a very old story.
Apparently,
it's an old story. The book was way better. Oh my god! Don't even bother. No, bother. Go and see it. It's really good.
I just watched part 1 last night again. So I eventually can get to number 2. I don't know. I'm assuming it's out in New Zealand. I'm not sure. I haven't been to the movies in years.
No,
it would have been the same for...
Sorry?
It would have been the same for you, Carla, when movies would come out in the States. It would take months and months and months for it to even get to the cinemas in Australia.
Yeah. I think it was about 4 months or something like that.
4 or 6 even. And then it would take like 6 to 12 months for it to come out on VHS.
Oh, yeah. That's...
It's like, all right, so there's a cool movie that's out in America, is there? And you only found that out because someone who had a landline had a friend that lived in America, and they told you that there's this cool movie called Terminator out or some shit. It's like, oh, okay. I guess we'll see that in 12 months.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
thank goodness for the internet.
We're right next door, and we had to wait 2 months sometimes to see something that would come out in America. We had to wait 2 months, and we're right friggin' next door. Crazy.
Yeah. And the thing is, there's no good reason for that to happen. There's like no good reason.
monetarily.
Yeah, but how?
It
but,
must have been
but
advantageous.
how is delaying our viewing it making more money? There's no reason.
They got Ironside here
because
as well. Woo!
they know that Kiwis are a bunch of pirating bastards. Maybe I don't
Yeah, but back
know.
then, it was hard. You could like videotapes and all that. It was really hard. You just had to wait.
Yeah.
Hello, good to see you, Jacob.
I know.
Jacob Ironside.
Airline pilots like back then. They used a guy used to provide them with DVDs of all the modern, like the latest movies.
Yep,
and stuff
that's
like that.
right. That's right.
Yeah, it was a good.
Yeah,
Those guys
airline
had a good market.
pirates. Or not
Mhm.
airline. Airline pirates. That's right.
Airline pirate. Yeah.
That's right. That's what I fucking said. Final answer.
So someone needs to clip Canadian Spider-Man doing Justin Trudeau doing an Asian accent. Airline pirate.
While wearing black charcoal
It's
face. I'm gonna have to shower all this off tonight. I was on with Rancor Steve doing a Lego build, Carla, and we were trying to be as offensive as possible. So I grabbed charcoal out of the fire and I did blackface to imitate Trudeau.
Oh.
So that's why I look tanned.
You grabbed charcoal. Your face should have been red, not black.
Oh.
You mean an old one, not out of the fire.
No,
right?
not an active coal.
No, not an active. I mean, I'm adventurous, but not that adventurous. Tyron,
he's gonna wake up in the morning. Those blisters will have burst. There'll be pus all over his face. The maggots will be setting in, and he'll be like, "Yeah, that I should have waited until that was not an active coal and it was just charcoal." I probably that blackface seemed a good idea at the time.
Hey, it's for the views. It's for the viewers.
That's right.
It's called the
Tyron, would you mind reading a fellow Australian brother's chat, please?
Yeah, definitely. I enjoyed Dune. It was great. However, they took some liberties in changing events from the book. But then again, that's understandable considering that it was described as an unfilmable book. And that's absolutely true. It's
really?
It's like I read that book when I was a kid. I was still in primary school. I read Ender's Game first, and then I read Speaker for the Dead because I was just like, oh my God, I need more of this in my life. And so my parents got me, I had Ender's Game, Speaker for the Dead, and then my folks got me onto the Dune books. And I was like, oh yeah. So I like Ender was like just a cool role model as a primary school kid, and so Paul Atreides became a role model as well when I was in primary school. And so I really liked that Paul Atreides is still like, you know, he's portrayed very well in the films. I feel he's, you know, he sort of comes into his power, into his strength, and into his manhood, if you want to put it that way. It's a great journey. But yeah, absolutely, I agree with what Mr. MH
what happened
said,
to that, or what happened to the original actor out of the original Dune? If that was such a great character, what happened to his career?
I don't know a heck of a lot about, like, Rennie's the one you want to talk to when it comes to names and actors and all that sort of stuff, man. I will forget someone's name.
I can't even remember his name.
5 minutes. Yeah. 5 minutes after I've seen them in something.
Well, if they really
but it's funny, isn't it? Because I can still remember Leslie Nielsen's name. That guy made me laugh.
Michael Duncan Clark. Michael
There
Duncan
you
Clark.
go.
I knew his name from day one.
There you go.
I always think that guy's a black guy. That Michael Duncan. You know who was the guy who was that?
He is a black guy.
On Daredevil.
He was in Green Mile. He was the gigantic black guy in Green Mile.
Okay, it is the guy I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Of. Okay. And he was the original Dune Paul. Is that what you said?
Who was the original Dune? Paul? No.
Okay.
No, he wasn't black, although he might be in the future.
Oh, okay, I'm getting muddled. I'll shut up now.
I
we've
couldn't tell
switched
you.
topics. Yeah, I've smoked a lot of weed, so I might be hopping all over the place.
If you threw it in your fire, if you threw that stuff in the fire, would it like make you high or something?
The weed?
No, it would be a
It would be wasted because I couldn't.
Okay.
If I was able to capture the smoke, or if I threw like a metric ton of it in, yes.
metric ton.
That's why
Yep, definitely.
In Whistler Ski Resort, the firemen that respond to a house fire are, unlike the rest of Canada, usually, maybe Toronto or Vancouver, they are required to keep their respirator masks on until they've
Oh.
checked the whole house to make sure there's no weed burning anywhere.
Is that right?
Because you've had high firemen before because of that effect, yes. So they've had to make that a safety protocol in British Columbia.
That sounds like some of the outer suburbs of Adelaide, Australia, just in case a meth lab blew up in your face.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was
That's it.
That was a thing
Right.
for a while.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, sometimes they did, eh?
Yeah, it's like
How come they don't
that
do
was-
that anymore? How come they don't blow up anymore?
because they took Codral
Safety.
Cold and Flu off the shelf.
Is that
Or
all?
Sudafed,
Is that all?
Sudafed and
Ah.
Cold and Flu
Pseudoephedrine. It was pseudoephedrine in the thingy that
back
they're
in the
trying to
day.
bring
Yeah.
that back. They're trying to bring that back in New Zealand. I don't know if they will. But
Wow.
I tell you what, it works really well in the cold and flu meds. That stuff worked really well.
It
It
did.
dried you
Well,
out.
it made you feel
Great.
better. It made you feel better. You're like, yeah, no, I'm good. I'll do it. What, you want me to go to work? Yeah, I'll do push-ups while I'm at work. Watch me work. I'll work real hard. I love work. Fuck yeah, I love work. That's why they want to bring it back. Productivity's down at work.
Right.
Comes down to have
That's
a 44 week and not a 46-hour week. They're like,
Yeah.
nah, all right, get the Codral Cold and Flu and the pseudoephedrine back.
That's true, because it's a right-wing one who wants to do it, actually. We need more
There you
workers.
go.
We need
That's what it comes down to.
That's
Oh my
funny.
goodness.
Now cold and flu's like, ugh.
Because you used to get those guys that come in, right, and they're picking scabs off their arm, and
Yes,
and,
right.
and they walk in and they're like, yeah, just fucking 25 boxes of fucking pseudos, and they're like, 25. If you got the flu, mate, yeah, fucking bit of leprosy as well, hey, like that's fucking
Oh,
leprosy.
Jesus.
I'm not
Thank you,
I'm not
Jacob
picking it-
Ironside.
crack sores. Nah, they're not crack sores. Like Jesus, mate. You sure you need all 25 boxes? Like, oh man. So yeah, it was a little bit of an issue in Australia there for a while.
No kidding.
But-
Well, it's like in downtown Victoria, and I'm not talking Victoria, Australia. I'm talking the city of Victoria on Vancouver Island. That's the capital of British Columbia.
So confusing.
If you go to downtown Victoria, British Columbia, they won't sell you gold spray paint at the hardware stores because apparently gold, being the heaviest spray paint, I guess, takes more propellant to propel the spray paint. Therefore, the addicts like the ones with the most propellant in it because the propellant
Well,
is
for
what gets them
huffing.
high. So they,
For huffing.
for huffing, yeah. So they won't
Mhm.
sell gold spray paint downtown because
Wow.
the addicts like to huff it.
Is it-
Kyle McLaughlin, I think, if I can
Oh,
read
yeah.
that correctly, from the 1984's Dune.
Oh, well, he's
There
been
you
around a
go.
while.
Thank you, Jacob. So that's the star. That was the star of Dune in 1984. Kyle McLaughlin. Am I reading that name right? I think that's McLaughlin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and he's
it's
still
fine,
around a lot, right? He's that dark-haired guy who's...
Yeah, I don't know. Is
Yeah,
he
Craig
around?
McLaughlin.
Is he? Oh, thank you, Rennie. I don't know if he's around. He was the original Dune, Paul David
Yeah.
Lynch. Dune.
I'm trying to see.
I think it's no, that's not right. Paul David Lynch. No, I think it was Paul Atreides. I don't think that's right, Mr. MH. I think it was
no,
Paul
David
Atreides,
Lynch
not-
is a
not
movie.
Paul
No,
David Lynch. That's
Oh,
not correct.
Is it? No,
I
David
just-
Lynch
no,
was the guy who made the
I'm
movie, wasn't he?
teasing. Yeah, I'm just having fun.
Okay. Oh,
I'm
sorry.
not actually that
Shut up.
obtuse.
Oh, shut up.
I'm not actually that obtuse. Come on.
I don't know. Obviously, I do not have a sense of humor at all.
Oh,
See, I'm such a good straight. I say it with such a straight face, Carla. I'm such a good actor.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
that's
know. I'm just here. I'm like, it has to be obvious it's a joke.
it. You're gullible, perhaps.
am.
you were doing better than I was, Carla, because you were able to read and respond to it, whereas I was still fucking reading and listening to your response, going, "Hang on, no, it's not. No, that's not making sense to me." Oh, they're both joking, and the joke was ages ago, and I missed it. Fuck.
And you're just
Aw,
catching
good
up
night,
now.
Rennie.
Well, how
And I'm
much have you
sober.
had to smoke? Perhaps not enough. Good night, Reniel. Good night.
That'll be my cue as well,
Well,
ladies
that's
and
what he
gentlemen.
was in.
That's
Yeah, well,
He
thanks
was
for
in
being here,
Twin
and
Peaks. Good night.
I appreciate it.
You're
I've
just
got a
late.
hell
It's
of a
like 11
fire
o'clock
going
there.
here.
Oh, it's 11:30 there. Must be
What time
11:30
is it
p.m.
now?
Must be 11:30.
Yeah, 11:30, and I gotta open the store early tomorrow, so I gotta
Have fun.
go in and do that. Yeah,
Yep.
it's gonna be good,
Such a good thing to have you, Tyron.
mate.
Yeah, it was
it's been
lovely.
good to catch up, and it's been good to
Yeah.
stream with you as well. Like Carl, I see you on a lot of streams, and you're always talking about stuff that I would like to talk about, and same with you, Steve. And I'm like, oh, I should just jump in, but I haven't streamed in the longest time. But
I'm so happy. I'm so happy you those two.
Like you know what appeals to his heart now? The campfire.
Yeah, that'll do it every time. Like I was going to grab my billy and go outside and set my little gas burner up and put some tea on and crank the billy and join you with my enamel cup.
Yeah.
And then it's pissing down with rain outside, so I decided against that.
No.
Yeah, but
well,
yeah, and the neighbors probably would have called the police if I was out there yelling about this shit this time of night.
Yeah, we had a great chat. We can talk about stuff on this channel you can't talk about on other channels. So.
Dropping C-bombs. They were talking about COVID and shit. I don't know if they're allowed to do that, but we thought we'd better call the police just in case. No, that's Australia, Tyron. That's not Texas.
Yeah, that's definitely you have an open invitation, my friend. You're one of my original friends on YouTube, and you have an open invitation.
Dude, it's been so good to touch base with you, and we need to organize a real catch up where we can go through something of an agenda or a set talking point sheet and smash out some videos and be prepared about that, because there are a lot of shoot the shit, mate. Yeah, we gotta shoot the shit.
With actual guns, folks. With actual guns.
Real shit, real guns here. North America.
Yeah, that's right. And we're all gonna be wearing blackface to do it in honor of Trudeau.
I'll wear my black ski mask that I wore in COVID times.
And you went for a
yes,
gun shop.
Isn't that funny? You could walk into a liquor store wearing a ski mask, and it was encouraged. Like, oh my fuck!
We got mask exemptions as soon as we could, and they're like, "Where's your mask?" And we're like, "Got an exemption." I was banned from shops, man, because I was unvaccinated. I was banned from shops for like almost a year. Almost a year.
Me too. New Zealand was crazier than Canada and Australia.
I think they were competing. No, I think all
Did you
three.
see the Ardern?
And Dan Andrews, Dan Andrews is a psycho.
Dan Andrews, I would like to say, takes the cake.
Yeah, I think so too. I think he does. But that Western Australian guy, remember that Western Australian guy? She's like, "You got to get vaccinated," and all this stuff. I should send you this link. It's the funniest thing.
Yeah, well, this is what we.
Their homes.
Yeah,
this is what we'll have to do is prepare, because I got some great resources of some Aussies that were really invaluable in terms of good access to information that
extra
were across
panelists.
People that were they were very good advocates for those who were seeking freedom, and I'll try and get you onto those resources so you can see who some of those voices were who were actively fighting. And sure, they were getting censored, but they did whatever they could to get their platform out there and get their message out there. And I'll work with you to see if we can't come up with something, because I really do feel like if we do just let things fall by the wayside, people will forget and people will overcome.
Yeah,
they will.
But
I'll never forget.
I'm not gonna forget.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna forget.
No. But just like you, Carla, we had our shops that would recognize you and they wouldn't let you come in and unless you scanned that barcode. So I started using a fake phone, and I would just make a move. Like I was like
I never downloaded the app, and I never scanned a photo. One time I
Neither did
my purse. One time I held my purse up to the thing to pretend to think. I'm like, forgot my phone, so I'm just gonna have to fake it.
Thanks for dropping by.
I even said this is just my invisible phone that I'm using today. These people were so gullible that they would believe everything. They were so desperate to believe that everyone was in compliance just like they were, that you could even just use a fake phone. You could use a fake phone in your hand and get away with it.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it was just uncanny. But
okay, you get your notes in order. You get your notes in order, and you can report back.
yeah, it'll be exciting. I look
Go
forward
to bed,
to
or
it.
you'll be in trouble.
I will. But I wanna catch the last of my evening with my wife. And
well, thank
Yeah.
you, Tyron. One of
I love you
Doomcock's
guys.
original wrenches. One of Doomcock's
Awesome.
original wrenches. Thank you for joining us, Tyron Lethbridge. I'm
Great
so
hanging
happy
out with you
to
guys.
know that you are now in Texas, out of Australia. So thanks for being here tonight.
Man, it was awesome. Thank you guys, and
You're welcome.
enjoy the
anytime,
rest of your fire time.
It has been
Have a
so
good one, guys.
long.
See
It
you
has
later.
been so long,
Bye.
my friend.
See ya.
You got my number. It's always available to you, buddy.
Awesome, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye,
See you
Renee.
guys.
Good night, Tyron.
That was cool.
That was. And
What are you drinking?
I don't.
What are you
this is
drinking?
some Captain Morgan spiced rum.
Oh wow!
Oh, I forgot the camera's up here.
Is it officially? Is it Irish?
It's
Oh yeah.
well,
nice.
well, you gotta understand. I'm from the East Coast of Canada, and we are very much Irish and Scottish on the East Coast, and we love rum. Something about Atlantic Canada and rum, and it's something to do with.
Does it keep you warm? Is it because it keeps you warm or not?
It does. It does. It's easy to make. It keeps you warm, and it's very much a part of Irish. I mean, whiskey, yes, but rum would be number 2 behind whiskey, I think, for the Irish. And I can't do whiskey, Carla, because every time I drink whiskey, I lose. Well, I end up breaking my own electronic set of excitement. For one. No, I'm not even joking. I have an iPad tablet. I was watching a Vancouver Canucks hockey finals game, and it has my 2 incisor teeth marks in the screen, embedded through the glass into the computer chip board. So I can't drink whiskey, and I accept that. I've tried for 30 years to drink whiskey, and it's just in Scotland I drank a ton of. Oh, in Scotland I drank whiskey, and it was I couldn't drink it for 2 years after that.
Whoa!
Oh my goodness! Whoa. Hey, we have another good friend, Carla.
Who's this?
Y2CD is joining us. Another good friend,
Christopher.
A Manorama compatriot.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome, Y2CD.
Oh, hey there, Canadian Spidey. Hey there, Carla.
Hi, thank you, and welcome for being here. Since you've just arrived, would you mind reading what Ray Lucard has said in the chat? Do you mind?
Sure, Ray Lucard says, I'm going to be disappointed if Down Under isn't the Australian national anthem.
Oh, that is such a good song. The Land Down Under by the Men Without Hats, I believe.
Huh.
Yeah. It's also, there's another remix done by a gentleman by the name of Dave Invade. Dave Invade does a longer techno remix of the Land Down Under, and it's not bad. I have that on my playlist, actually. And I used to listen to that as I was driving down the west coast of Australia. Hey, good night, Comic Relief Crusader. Thanks for dropping by. Man, you're a big supporter. And I just want to say thank you for doing this for me, sir. Thank you very much for this image. I mean, that's just amazing. I asked you to do something cool, and instead you did this. So thank you so much. I appreciate. No, I'm kidding. This is cool. That was a joke. This is awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, buddy. So, if you want work done, sir, I think people can see that you are talented. So just give him a ring. I'll drop his personal phone number in the chat here later, and you can just call him up, and he'll do work for you. So there you go. Thank you very much, the Comic Relief Crusader. Yeah. So how are you in St. Patrick's Day mode already, or?
What are you talking to me?
Oh, sorry. Y2. What? And may I call you Y2? Is that all right?
Yeah, it's all right though. But you can also call me like Chris or Christopher though. You can call me
Okay.
both, and you can also call me Y2 as well. So.
Okay. And are you? Do you have any Irish heritage at all, or do you celebrate St. Patrick's Day at all?
I don't celebrate St. Patrick's Day though, and I'm not Irish though. I'm actually half Mexican, half Guatemalan.
Fantastic. Oh, how's your Spanish?
It's okay though. I would say that I speak a little bit of it.
Okay, good. Yeah. Well, I can survive. I know enough to embarrass myself. How about that? Tyron, it was great to have you on, man. Really great to have you on. We had an abundance of Australians. And with Kiwi, I think we had more Southern Hemisphere people on board than we did North American. So that's unusual. That doesn't happen often. It's good to have.
Yeah, of course.
And is it? Yeah. So I don't know. Is it? Is it a thing that you have celebrated in the past? Have you ever been in a pub on St. Patrick's Day? Do you know what the celebration is about?
I've never been in a pub though on St. Patrick's Day though, but by telling by like the traditions, by the celebrations, I could probably tell that it might be wild.
I've danced on a table in Whistler Ski Resort in 2003, 2. Yep, it's been known to happen. Good night, Tyron. Stay free. You're damn right we'll stay free. Great to have you, Tyron. Yeah. Do you know Tyron from when he used to wrench and be a moderator for Doomcock back with Rennie L? Now Rennie A. Or used to be Rennie A. Now Rennie L.
No.
Yeah, he's one of the originals and a heck of a guy. So I'm really happy he was able to join. Living now in Texas. I've not been to Texas. Men at Work, yes, absolutely. Herc 130. The land down under is Men at Work. My brother is friends with Colin Hay, says Herc 130. I'm assuming Colin Hay is a member of Men at Work. That's impressive, if so. How is the relationship between French Canadians and non-French Canadians? They want it's better. I mean, it's not really an issue anymore. I know that the government keeps trying to make it an issue because, of course, division is their goal. But in general, I mean, I'm friends with Quebecers and they're friends with me. I think the government, the politicians in Quebec want more power, and so they are greedy. So that's a constant source of friction. But the people themselves, I mean, they have the same amount of wackadoodles as British Columbia. I think the people themselves just want the same things we do. They just want to have good food and freedom. And but the politicians want attention. So the Quebec politicians are a pain in the ass. That is an issue. William Shakespeare, friend of the channel. Would you mind reading this, Carla, while I stoke the fire? Do you mind? Oh, Carla's gone. Oh, shit. Do you mind Y2, Chris?
Sure, I don't mind. All right. All right. William Shakespeare Spielberg says, "Friendly little correction, Spidey. Down Under is done by men at work. Though men without hats did safety dance, which deaf one is the official dance songs of the '80s in America."
Oh yeah. Oh
Huh.
shit. Yes. I have them both. Yes, because they both came out at the same time, and I have the best of 1984, 1986, whatever that tape cassette was. They're both on the same tape cassette. Thank you for the correction. You're right. I've got them mixed up since day one,
Huh.
and the
Didn't
vodka didn't help.
uh,
Go
didn't
ahead, Chris.
Metallica did a cover of
I,
sorry
I think
did
they
it
did. They did. I think.
yeah, Metallica did a cover of Down Under. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that was pretty good. I like Metallica, but again, I think they got a little bit too greedy with the whole because they sued a lot of people over copywriting, especially when when their music was being pirated. But you know what, Metallica, you guys have already made like $100 million. I think you're set for life. Like there is a point where anything else is just greed. That's just my point.
Yeah.
I mean, I do understand artists want to get paid for their work, but I'm not sure that any human deserves like $10 million. Like, holy shit. Like, come on. Yeah, okay. Thank you, William. William's Mr. On the spot with information. Thank you. I do try for accuracy, as I've said when I've streamed recently with William, talking about Spain, because he's been to Spain. And I did
Yeah.
say that I tried to be accurate, and he has supported me with information before. So thank you.
Yeah, I did enjoy the stream though, like from like your time in Spain. You and William
Thanks, man.
Shakespeare did a great job.
I
You're
appreciate you
welcome.
saying that. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thanks. Hey, Carla. It's Cinco de Mayo for the Irish. It is Cinco de Mayo for the Irish. It is definitely. Definitely. Men at Work. The Land Down Under. Yes. The Men Without Hats and the Men Down Under, they came out about the same time. They really should have conferenced with each other to. Yeah. I also got Bruce Springsteen and Rick Springfield mixed up for a couple of years. I am sharper than I look, says Herc. I believe in Herc. Anyone that's involved with Hercules aircrafts, yeah, you have my absolute respect, sir.
Oh my goodness.
And I don't always look both ways before I cross the street, Herc one. Well, neither do I, William. Although with these electric vehicles, you probably should, because they're not very loud and you can easily get run over. Okay, good luck, Carla. And Mr. MH says, I've got to go. Great to see everyone today. Good to have you, Mr. MH. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. And Carla says, dang, I'll be back soon. Beers on me. Okay, well, that's awesome. Thank you, Carla. Awesome. Thanks for being here, Herc. And William Shakespeare says, thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Herc 130 got the win for calling it Men at Work. Yes, absolutely, Herc 130. Thank you. Thank you for being here, everybody. Yeah. So, wow. That's all right. I'm not sure how much longer I mean, we have been getting a bit of rain, but everyone, because of all the media last year, even though this region was pretty good for forest fires, everyone is a little nervous about fire this year. So I expect I expect. What am I, Alabama hillbilly? All of a sudden, I suspect that they're going to put a fire ban on here before too long, or at least the next stage of the fire would be to restrict it within like a half meter by half meter. So that's about under 2 feet by 2 feet for all you Imperial folks. So that's pretty small. This is way bigger. This is a full-on 1.5 meters by 1.5 meters. So I would be well outside the restrictions here. And when they do put in the restrictions, out of respect for our neighbors, people do try to respect those restrictions. And so I'm glad that we can have a big fire tonight, because it might not be this way for very long. Yeah. Is it getting cool where you are, Carla? Because I know your summer's winding down. Or are you still in full summer mode?
No, it's it's hot a couple of days, but it's starting like at nighttime when you get a cool snap. It's we're Celsius, right? So it's like, I don't know, probably 12, 13 Celsius.
We're going down to -2 tonight.
Oh no! What? Oh, you can keep that. Oh, I hate it when it gets below
it's
0.
Less than 12 right now, Carla. It's less than 12.
You don't want to go to the toilet. You just don't want to do it at nighttime. When you're at nighttime, you're like, oh, it's just too cold to go to the toilet.
No, I've got my wood stove cranked. The house is warm.
Oh, nice.
Do you understand Celsius, Chris?
Celsius, it's kind of a little confusing. I understand Fahrenheit. I know that they're both one and the same, though. But I know that Celsius is used in other parts of the world. I know that Fahrenheit is only used right over here in the States, and maybe over where you live in Canada, I believe.
We do understand it, because our trade with the States depends upon it. But also, anyone in refrigeration or air conditioning also uses Fahrenheit, even if they're in Australia or New Zealand.
What?
Yes, because Fahrenheit measures the absence of heat.
Okay.
And for refrigerate, and that's the answer that I got. I'm not sure I completely understand it, but the answer that I got when I asked was Fahrenheit is important, and it's still used in Australia and Canada, and anyone in the refrigeration industry, because it measures the absence of heat, whereas Celsius apparently is different. So anyone that's a refrigeration or air conditioning technician can expand upon that.
Kelvins? Well, then what's Kelvins?
No, not Kelvins.
What's Kelvins?
No, that's it. That Kelvins is where 0 Kelvin means 0 heat. So that's minus 273 degrees Celsius, if memory serves. I've had a lot of rum.
Really?
I could be wrong.
That's cold.
But I believe cold. 0 degrees Kelvin, if I'm as smart as I think I am, 0 degrees Kelvin is minus 273 Celsius. And so that is the complete absence of heat. So it is similar to Kelvin. Yes. Yeah. Wow. Mm. We have a scientist amongst us, folks. Not everybody knows about the Kelvin scale. Well done, Carla.
I've heard the Kelvin scale. Yeah, that's right.
As opposed to the fucking Kelvin timeline. Jeez.
Yeah, exactly. That's why whenever they say Kelvin timeline, I always think of the heat thing first. And then
here's a man that might have some answers. We have a bard amongst us. Yeah, William Shakespeare. Do you know the other panelists?
Well, of course I know Carla Burton. Good to see you, Carla.
Nice to see you.
As usual. I have not met Y2CD.
It's very nice to
meet you.
Go on. Yeah, It's really nice to meet you. Yeah, it's really nice to meet you. You and Canadian Spidey are killing it, like in these travel streams.
Oh, thanks.
Wow. That's trust me, all of that credit goes to Spider-Man. I am the castle joker, the court jester, trying to figure out how to be his sidekick. So, but if I'm not coming across as nervous as hell as I really am, actually, and trying to do research and listen to what he's saying and look at what he's showing and watch the chat and everything at once and then try to sound coherent, then that's an accomplishment.
No, you did well,
Yeah.
sir. And shout out to Mark D with a C, who's big fan of Clubby, as am I, Clubber and Times. And Mark D with a C, I'm a big fan of yours. So thanks for being here, sir. We're just
Yeah,
having a
of course.
bonfire and chatting.
Funny thing, I do know Mark D with the C through I believe I know Mark D with the C through Nick Weiser and Clobber and Times.
Yes, 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser is a big friend of this channel. Absolutely. Yeah, shout out to him. Yeah, he's another crazy funny dude.
Yeah, of course. I know that
Yeah,
he
shout out to
sometimes hangs out with Tom and the gang at Midnight's Edge After Dark and Comics Division.
Yep. Yep. Thanks for being here. And yeah, thrilled to have so many people from the Southern Hemisphere. Wow, I felt a little bit of the gravity shift there for a while. It was cool. It was excellent having Tyron on. So William, what's I went around the table with Carla and with Chris. What's your what are your plans for St. Patrick's Day tomorrow? And is it celebrated much where you live?
In Seattle, sure. There's plenty of Irish bars and just regular bars. They'll be celebrating it. It won't be a giant bash, but I'm sure that the more popular bars will be pretty busy. For myself, I'll probably watch some streams and celebrate with you guys a little bit. I usually don't do any, I won't even crack a beer in the afternoon. So I'll probably just drink soda.
Good choice.
I think Stark of Iron is planning on having a stream and perhaps Doomcock. Maybe.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he said he was going to. Right.
Yeah, I really wished I could have a chat with Doomcock someday though. It'd be pretty nice.
He's genuine. He is like he appears.
Yeah.
Do you get Spidey and Carla? You're a wrench for Doomcock, aren't you?
Hell yeah, she is.
I think she is. So, do you guys get to actually speak with him after the show, or is it just a chat? Because I understand you guys have like a private chat, don't you, after the show is done? Like a wrench chat going on, or
we
something like that?
We do, because through the stream, he's got so many guests and so many viewers. We have a behind-the-scenes wrench chat where we can communicate to each other, just to make sure that any guest that comes on, that we promote their stuff, that we promote that we throw out the appropriate links. So we coordinate with each other through a private wrench chat, and then after his streams, we get to chat with him. Carla, if you're there, do you want to answer that?
Sorry. Well, I don't know what the question was. Sorry.
The question was, does Doomcock invite you over to his house for drinks after the show?
Oh, yeah, every time. But like we're so far apart, and you have to get timetables matching. It just doesn't work. So but always.
we do end up chatting after streams. We do in the private chat, and I wish we could hear his voice. I would love to fucking just call him up on the phone, but I don't have his number. But I'd love to do that, and of course in Discord I might be able to. But we just chat with him, text, and
it's always a busy time for me. I can't.
Yeah, maybe
dinner.
An hour or so.
I'm always making dinner. Yeah, he does. He talks a long time to you guys.
But we absolutely do. He's very generous with his time after the stream. I mean, after doing 6 hours or more, I've seen him do 7 hours. He'll come on the wrench chat and literally
Hey, Miss
entertain
Kegel.
us for another hour.
It's
Yeah.
amazing.
He's so generous with his time,
And
and
he remembers
what
everyone, like, what they're going through.
he does, and what
Mm.
he appears on on the screen on his shows is exactly his demeanor in the private wrench chat. He's the same guy. He doesn't change. You know.
Mm. Yeah, exactly, which is cool.
I think
Yeah.
that's why he's. I think that's why he's generated such a big following, because that genuineness really comes through. I've felt that from pretty much the first time I ran into his show. The Friday Night Frolics is the first show I ran into,
Yes.
and just
Yes.
showed up. And the funny thing, the very first time I pulled it up, it was during one of the Harvey Raid. I don't know what you call that, where he's playing the cucaracha and the
Oh yeah, where like the chat is goading, where the chat goads Harvey into like where the chat goads like Doomcock to sing this one song that Harvey hates.
yeah. And then
Yeah.
he's got the test screen is rolling.
Wes
It's on
Kegel.
the screen. Hey, Wes
Yes.
Kegel's here. Cool.
Yep.
Wes Kegel.
Sorry,
Nice.
go ahead.
Let me say hi to him. So I pull it up and I get this link to Friday Night Frolics on a Friday night, and I thought, oh, a live singing show, okay. And it pulls up and it's playing the test screen,
Oh, jeez.
and I'm thinking, what in the living hell is this? You know, but it was funny. I loved that. I thought this is really great. You know, whatever. But I thought it was real. I thought he had an internet outage or something.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, what a
Right.
great,
Because he does such a production.
yeah, and I
Yeah.
thought this is a really great thing. If you blow your internet, you got this going on. And it was probably only the next week that I realized that's a bit. So that was great.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew that Doomcock was like a genuine person inside out. I first discovered him. Funny thing, I first discovered him. I know that other channels like other channels like Geeks and Gamers, Nerdrotic, though they usually mention his name. So I checked them out. I checked out some of his videos, and the Inquisition that he did with Nerdrotic was one of the first streams I catched.
Yep.
So he's done with Nerdrotic, and has he been on with Critical Drinker? Do any of you know?
Yeah.
Have they done a
Yes.
show together? Have they? Wow,
Yeah,
I gotta find
Critical
that.
Yeah,
Drinker and
they have.
Doomcock have done 2 shows together. As
Oh,
far as I know.
man, that's got to
Yeah,
be gold.
and they were
I'd love to see that.
dynamite together. And actually, I
Oh,
mentioned
yeah.
that yesterday in chat after Friday Night Frolics. I actually mentioned that to him, William, that like you were a real hit on Critical Drinker, and I'd love to
Oh,
see
man.
you guys get together again. But the thing, like, for whatever reason, the algorithm has given Critical Drinker, a much wider audience. So that now they're in different circles. So I don't know how that works. Hard to say.
Yeah.
Once you reach
But
Critical
time
Drinker's
zones-
level,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty big.
almost at 2 million if he isn't yet. He was at 1.95
Yeah,
million
that's-
the other day. And I was like,
yeah,
wow.
that's
good job.
crazy.
He works
Yeah.
hard though. He works.
And
But the
yeah,
hard thing is the time zones, right?
yeah, I know
Wow.
that for the Critical Drinker, like in his open bar streams, he usually has on like other like well-known creators like Mauler and Disparu.
Yeah, but they're all in England. They're all in the same time zone, so it's
That's
way
right.
easier.
Yeah, that's true. Would you mind reading this, Carla?
When the wife and I got COVID, DVD actually emailed me to check on us. DVD is Victor Van Doomcock. Just
Yes.
He took the time to check on us when he has hundreds of people wanting his attention. I'll never forget that. It's
Yeah.
very sweet. He's got his problem. I know what his kryptonite is. His heart.
Yeah,
He's
of course.
got such a big heart. It's ridiculous. So.
Wes Kegel. No, what did you say that was too far? Hail Kenny, Spider-Man, and friends. I didn't realize we were having a bonfire tonight. Can we invite Justin Trudeau to be the wood? No, that's not too far.
And I know.
That-
I'm like, well done.
I mean,
Oh.
there's nothing wrong with inviting him. I think that's acceptable. He was connected with Echo Base Network in the very beginning. Yes, Doomcock and Echo Base Network go way back together. Absolutely. Shout out to Coach and Nick. You know what? They came into Cardinal Sin streams. They've come into my streams.
Oh wow, that's
really excellent guys. And you know what? If I was working full time, I would give a lot more super chats to Coach and Nick. I love those guys, absolutely. And I'd be
that's nice.
I'd be a member of everyone's channel if I had the time.
Yeah, I would.
100%. Yeah, and we're just gonna hide that here. Yeah. So William Shakespeare, I really appreciate you doing the Spain travel shows. Carla did a travel show as well, and I hope to have them every Thursday. So thanks to both of you for that.
I missed the last one, sadly. Yeah. I'm gonna catch up with it.
Yeah. Y2, are you much? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I thought Carla did a great job. I'm gonna go rewatch hers and get some tips.
Little Corn Island.
Yes, Nicaragua. Nicaragua.
It was a beautiful place.
Yeah, I enjoyed that stream like you and Carla did on Nicaragua. It's really nice.
Nicaragua. Love Nicaragua.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And Japan. I love the Japan because I've been to Japan, so I enjoyed that.
Oh, Japan's gonna I think you could do a month's worth of Japan.
And India, what's India going to be like? Is that going to be a couple of nights as well?
I think it has to be. I think it has to be.
We probably have a lot of content for India. I've got a shitload of pictures, and I have keep using an earphone. And I've got videos? And videos. Yes, I have videos from 2008. So enough that we could probably cut it into two if you wanted to, Spidey.
I think it deserves. India is such. I mean, it's the biggest democracy in the world, and I hold out hope that India will save the world from communism, because by virtue of their population and the fact that they are world's biggest democracy. So, I think India deserves 2 nights, absolutely. And you can, don't worry about cursing on this channel. I don't think YouTube is ever going to monetize me based on what I've already done and said, so there's no worry there.
Yeah.
Wait.
Tyron is saying goodnight.
Tyron says, yeah, absolutely. Y2, would you mind reading what our friend Tyron has to say?
Sure. Tyron Lethbridge says, I'm off to sleep, folks. Feel free to talk weird. Feel free to talk weird shit to freak my dreams out. Also, can you drop beard from the title Lethbridge in my U.S. name legally? LOL.
Oh shit! Yes, I certainly can drop that. Absolutely. Yeah, I did change it so that old time friends of ours know.
That's why I came on. I was like, I'm so
because of Tyron Beard, exactly.
Yeah,
but yes,
I haven't had sleep. I haven't had sleep in the last 2 days, right? And then I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to talk to Tyron. Come on.
I know, right? No, if he asks me to change that, I will change that right now. If you don't mind chatting amongst yourselves, I'm gonna go do that right now. Yes, good night, Tyron. I'll change that right now.
Say hi to your mum for me. He'll know what say hi to your mum for me means. If he is a TV person.
That fire still looks like it's going pretty good.
It is.
I'll tell you the problem with travel videos and photos is that they don't portray, or whatever you call it, the heat and the smell where you take the photos from them, right? Because we lived in Malaysia and we take photos of the Pasar Malam and you're like, wow, it looks really nice, in the photos, but the smell of the rancid fruit or whatever, meat and stuff like that, you can't smell that on the photos.
Yeah,
And
that and the whole experience too. Just looking at Spidey's photos in Sevilla, I recognized some places there, and I thought when I was
well
there,
done, Tyron.
you just felt like you were. You felt like you were alive. So
Yeah.
much different than at home. You're on alert all the way. Everything you look at and go, holy
Mm.
crap! Look at this! Look at this! Look at this! Everywhere, and it's just so different than when you're at home, when you just feel relaxed and everything is boring and nothing is special. It was just another day.
That's right. Honestly, that's why I drink more at home. Honestly, I'm not like I had this conversation with my parents. It's like I can't live back in New Brunswick because I'll become an alcoholic. Because I'm just there's not the stimulation, and I'm not trying to be funny. I'm quite serious. Like not that it's pretty boring. I'm sorry. It is, and if I move to New Brunswick, I'm going to become an alcoholic, and nobody wants that. So.
You know what? Your parents might become alcoholics too if you hang around there. So it's a win-win deal being apart, right?
That's absolutely true. Absolutely true.
Yeah.
You know what would be cool?
He was correct.
I'm sorry.
Correct. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, I feel the way that.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Anyway. Anyway, I understand how you feel though. Like, I kind of feel the same way. Like, where I live though, like, it's kind of a little bit less stimulating though because it's the winter. Just kind of with the spring and summer, the only thing I'm looking forward to, like, living around here is just to go hiking everywhere around the state that I live.
Nice.
But in the wintertime, it gets really boring, and the only source of entertainment that I have is just like video games, televisions, and like going to like different like stores, like video game stores and antique stores.
Have you said where you live, Y2? You don't have to, but have you already told folks? What state, I mean?
I do. Wisconsin.
I
Appleton,
haven't been there.
Wisconsin. Yeah.
Famous for cheese, right? Is cheese?
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah, it's
Love
famous
cheese.
for cheese.
God,
I think
Green Bay
love
Packers.
cheese. Yeah. Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
Cheese.
I know that I'm not. Yeah, I know that I'm not the only one who lives there, like in Wisconsin. I know that Tom Connors from Midnight's Edge, he also lives in Wisconsin.
Is he in Wisconsin? I like
Yeah,
that guy.
he lives there.
I mean, it's sometimes he gets very enthusiastic, but I like Tom. You know,
he came on Tony's stream once. On one of Tony Stark. He came on at one of his streams once, late in the evening.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
he did.
Tom's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
And
I don't think Tom has been on my streams, but I'd love to have him, and he's always welcome.
Well, yeah, we'll make sure he's subscribed to you when he comes on.
Yeah, of
Tell him he
course.
can warm himself by the fire.
God, Doomcock came in my chat, and I forgot to make him a wrench.
I was wondering if you're going to do that, right? I'm thinking any second now.
Wait, is Doomcock in the chat now?
No.
He came in Cardinal
A couple of streams ago, he was, and I
I
didn't know for like 5 minutes, and I was trying to juggle like this is the biggest fucking stream I've ever done, and Doomcock's in the chat, and oh shit, send him a link, and I totally forgot to make him a wrench.
Well, and his soliloquy, he said, was just tear jerking, man.
Oh, dude,
that was just
yeah.
Did you not see that, Carla? Did you guys see that Y2, Carla?
I was in and out because it was in the middle of the busiest time of my day when you guys do it.
Yeah, you should go back and watch that. Really should. He'd make you cry just listening to what he was saying. Was really it made me cry. I was don't do this again. Yeah. I mean, it just he and again it just shows the guy. Yeah, I wish I knew him. He doesn't know I exist. I mean, he knows my name, but
he knows
he's way. But he's way too. But it would be cool, if I ever got a chance. Look at that! I want one of those, man. God, I wish I could get a message to Ari. I'd really love to get one of those, but they're probably gone.
Teague was always showing those. Teague's gone.
Yeah.
Did you not talk to Ari on? Well, Ari's in the chat here. He was earlier. Do you not have him on Messenger? Because I could.
I follow him, but he doesn't follow me, so I can't send any message to him. And I know, him being a professor, his time is probably very limited, so I don't want to bother him.
It
Well, no,
is.
Fit for Hire. Fit for Hire designed them, right?
But he's
Fit
got a
for
lot
Hire
of time for YouTube creators, and he's got a lot of time for friends of Gil, because his brother.
wow.
I mean, they had a good. Ari was in the chat a lot with Cardinal Sin, and I don't certainly claim to. I mean, shit, I've only known Gil for 3 years and Ari for this year, but from what I've seen so far, Ari is nothing but supportive, and I think he really would. I think he treasures knowing Gil's friends. I think he does. Yeah.
If you got a chance to let him know if he wouldn't mind following me, I would like to write him a letter.
Yes.
Just a personal letter.
Done.
About my feelings about it and how it affected me, which was a lot. As I mentioned before, it was
send him into therapy.
No. It was just no. But it was like I thought Gil. It was such a loss, and I was surprised at how much I felt about that. Yeah,
absolutely. I will do that, William. 100%.
Yeah, I don't know if people have taken the time to tell him personally how they were affected by it.
They have, and that is why it's taken him so long to mail out some of the letters and correspondences and packages, because I can't imagine. It's hard. And the more that people reach out, the more he appreciates how. Yeah. Yeah.
I think I would hope that he would I would.
I will definitely do that, William.
If I had a brother and I lost a brother, I don't have any siblings, but if I did and I lost one, I think
and
that I would love. That's just got to be crushing. I would like to hear from people who knew my younger brother and hear what they said. I would like to, even though it would probably break my fucking heart over and over and over, I'd still read every single letter and I hope that he shows up more. I like seeing him here just because I like him to know that this is a community of people that still talk about Gil. We still remember Gil and we still miss Gil every day. So it's nice when he shows up, and it's nice,
Yeah, and you know what? We celebrated him when he was here as well as when he's passed. So it's not like we waited until he was passed and then celebrated him. No, we were celebrated him the whole time.
You might be able to contact him on X as well, like to say, have you got an address I can send?
That's where I've connected to him on X. Well, I follow him, but the way X works now is if you don't follow each other, you can't message each other.
Is that how it works?
That's how it works. And once you follow each other, then you can send each other messages.
Yeah. Can you add him? Can you add him in a post?
I can, but. Yeah,
maybe Canadian Spider-Man.
Is that weird? Is that weird? Yeah, I'm trying to reach you at Ari.
Yeah, maybe Canadian Spider-Man could just ask him if he can follow you, and then you might be able to contact him.
Ari, if you're listening, I've sent you a link so you can join this chat if you wish.
Won't they be sleeping? What's the time?
I think he's in Kansas City, right? Because he's a big Chiefs fan.
He's in the Kansas area in the same time zone, so it's
that's what I meant.
I don't know what time it is. It's nighttime. I see the moon up there.
I would suspect it.
I don't have to be anywhere. My next appointment is September 4th. I don't have to be anywhere, so I don't know what time it is.
I think it's.
I know it's nighttime.
It's daytime. Proof.
Look at this, Carla. What time is it where you are, Carla? What time is it for you?
It's like 6:30 or something. Yeah, 6:17 p.m. p.m.
Oh,
but
PM.
tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. So we're in the future.
What's that? Y2, Chris?
Yeah, where I'm at, it's 12:18. It's where I am, it's Central Standard Time.
I think it's central, probably central in Kansas is my guess.
Well, some of you went to daylight savings, right?
We did, yeah. California,
Yeah.
our West Coast is West Coast is.
Yep.
Yeah, and we're going to lose daylight savings soon. So I've gone to 1 hour difference to it'll be another 2 hours different to normal. So I have to get on a new routine with listening to programs because like when I was in the States, I could not bring myself to listen to Doomcock live because it was at nighttime, and I always listen to Doomcock live in the daytime, right? So I was like,
no, it's Friday night.
No. It's a Saturday afternoon, and I could not bring myself to listen to any of my normal programs at the American time in the American time zone. I'm like, no, I am not gonna do that. It's like Tyron talking about trying to cross the road. When you drive on a different side of the road and you're trying to cross the road, when cars are coming back and forth, and we cannot bring ourselves to cross the road because it's so foreign to our senses. Because we look right, left, right when we cross the road. And,
That's
but I had to walk like hundreds of meters to a push button, crosswalk because I couldn't bring myself to cross the road. So yeah, I will not change my time I listen to programs.
That's I
Stroppy
remember
woman.
listening. The Australian top 100 is something they play New Year's Eve countdown, right?
Yeah.
And it comes on here the day before in the afternoon, and so I'm so not used to hearing it New Year's Eve, and I've spent New Year's Eve in Australia about 4 times now, I think 4 or 5 times.
Wow.
Maybe four. And it was so weird hearing it just actually on New Year's Eve because over here all the time we hear it like the day before in the daytime. It's very strange.
Yeah.
The whole time thing is very weird. I mean, it's like we're all on the same flat Earth. Why don't we just have all the same time?
Yeah, your body rejects it, right? Your body rejects trying to change the routine of whatever it is. It's like, no, you will not do that.
I don't get jet lag when I travel too much. Not so
what?
Well,
when
you are
sleep.
lucky.
I mean, last night I went to sleep at 4 a.m. The night before it was 9. Like I'm all over the show. I don't.
Is that because you get hangovers instead of jet lag, though?
No. Sometimes yes, but not every night, Carla. No. no.
Well, now, Spidey, when you went to Japan, did you go to Japan from Canada?
No, from Australia.
Ah, okay.
Australia.
And so have you gone to Asia from Canada? Have you flown? And when you did that, did you have to get up in the morning the next day at, let's say at work time, 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and then go into do some work during their day? Have you ever had to do that?
I'm just trying to think. You know what? I've only ever gone to Japan from Australia or from Thailand.
Wow.
I don't think I have. No, I don't think I have.
There's
other way. No, I don't think so. No.
I used to travel from when I was going to China. At first, I call it living in China, but I was still in the States a lot of times, but I was really back and forth a lot. I was flying back and forth. And most of the time I was in China, but I'd fly back to America for 2 weeks, and then I'd fly back to China. I'd stay there for a month or 2 months, and I'd fly back for another 2 weeks. Anyway, if I flew, so this is flying from Seattle, and if I flew in and I just stayed up and at night in China, I'd get there about I'd arrive at my hotel about 3 o'clock in the morning, but for me it was 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so I'm wide awake.
Yep.
But the problem is you're wide awake and you're amped and you're wired and you've been traveling this whole time and you're on amped up on coffee as well. Just it's just to keep me going, through the airports and everything. But you have to go to sleep because you have to get up at 8 o'clock in the morning and get into the office and meet with all the people. That's where it really starts to screw you, because you can't go to sleep, but you're forced to. So you pretty much you stay awake the first day anyway, and you go into the office, and then by the time 2 o'clock in the afternoon rolls around, 3 o'clock, it's 3 o'clock in the morning for your body, and you're just passing out.
Yes.
Right, it sucks.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
you go through this cycle of trying to convert your body clock, and it would always take me about the first 3 days were painful. Day 4 and day 5 not so bad, but I didn't feel totally normal until about day 6.
A week. Yeah, it takes about a week, to feel like.
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
and it never got better. It never got better. I was
like
back and
movies.
forth. It never got
I
better.
love movies too much. I can't sleep on planes because I just stop watching all the free movies. And I paid for the movies. I'm gonna fucking watch them.
Yeah.
Plus, international flights, you get a free wine every hour on the hour. Well, you used to. I don't know if you do anymore. You used to.
You just have to push your button and ask for it. They'll bring it to you.
But it used to be included in the price.
Yeah, it is. It still is. No, it isn't. Yeah, you just push your button, say you want a wine.
That's right.
They'll bring it to you.
Yeah.
On the hour, every hour.
On the hour, every hour.
We have like 14-hour flights. That would not be ideal for us.
No, I had that happen, and I had a Japanese girlfriend beside me, well, fiance, and she didn't drink, so she'd order one too, and they'd give it to her, and of course I drank it. Yeah. Oh, she was so good that way. God, we're still good friends. God bless her. She would order a drink, even though she had no intention of drinking it, and she knew, and yeah. That was awesome.
You'd need the aisle seat. You'd need the aisle seat because you'd be peeing all the time.
I'm a man. I have a bigger bladder than.
Yeah. I think you still have to go. Have you got? How long's the flight? 9 hours from Australia. It'd be about 9 hours from Australia to Japan.
Well, yeah. Most of the time it was Sydney, and then we fly across. So
yeah.
Yeah, about 9 hours. Yeah, 13 from Hawaii, but from Tokyo, yeah, about 9. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
because it's about 10 from here. So
nowadays, it used to be, back in the 80s, it was a few hours longer because the planes weren't as fast.
Oh yeah, and speaking of planes, have you guys heard of that one plane that used to be flying back then called the Concorde?
Yeah.
Yes. Have we heard of the Concorde? Yes.
Are they bringing
Seen all the crashes. Seen all the crashes.
New York to Paris. 2 hours.
Doing another one?
3 hours.
I don't think they're bringing it back though, but I'm just kind of wondering though, because that's the only plane that could take you to any place much faster than any other standard commercial plane.
Yep.
Would it Mach 2?
Something like that, yeah. Super fast. And the tickets were really expensive too.
Oh yeah, it was extreme celebrities, businesses, or business leaders.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you flew on the Concorde, you were somebody.
I read a story once about a Wall Street trader who was stuck in London when some market crash happened. Maybe it was the 87 crash. And so he bought somebody else's ticket to get on the Concorde to come back to Chicago. And so he paid for the guy's ticket, plus he paid him some kind of a massive bonus. I don't know how much, but it was probably another couple $1,000.
And he was on the plane.
And he got on the plane, yeah. Because he said that was the fastest way he could get back to Chicago was on that plane.
Yeah, I was like, oh, did it go to Chicago? Or did it go?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know where it went exactly, but that was that's the fastest way he could get back to to the States, and then from there maybe he did have to transfer, but
it was like a 3-hour flight. I think it was a 3-hour flight.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Instead of 6.
And the number that comes to mind is I think he said the ticket alone was $5,000 at the time, and this would have been in the mid-80s. Yeah, and that was the mid '80s.
It's for celebrities and rich people. That's all the
Yeah.
Concorde was for, not for
Yeah,
the peasants at all.
yeah.
But I know Virgin Galactic was. I mean, what's his name? Richard Branson. He was thinking
Yes.
of making a fast plane, right, or flying the Concords. I can't remember. But he wanted to do a similar thing.
That was.
Herc 130's got a pretty cool story.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay. Let's bring that up. And thanks for being here, Ray Lucard.
Oh,
Most
didn't see that.
populated city is Vegas.
Mhm.
Polluted. No, that says populated.
Populated? Is that what he meant? I'm not sure what Ray is referring to. Is this something that I said?
I don't know.
Let me see.
I was
Ghost
asking
Town.
him
They
about.
were talking about ghost towns. They were talking about ghost towns.
I was actually,
earlier,
yeah, I
right?
was asking him about ghost towns.
Yeah.
Oh, I said I'd like to visit a ghost town, right? But the one that I was in Nevada was in the north of Nevada, and I can't recall. It was like Carson City, possibly.
Ah, okay.
So maybe he's talking about there's a ghost town in Las Vegas.
Oh.
Well, here we go.
So-
Wes Cagel's got a comment. So Herc's got a comment about the Concorde, though, before we get off
Yeah,
track.
go ahead. Go ahead.
He says, Herc 130 says, I parked my plane next to the Concorde in Barbados once. The C-130 next to the Concorde was a true study in aircraft design for specific missions. So what a C-130, that's an airplane then, but what kind of an airplane is that, Herc?
It's a cargo, a big, wide body, big wing, lots of loft.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that is a cargo, military cargo plane.
I know what you're talking about in general. I love those things are cool to watch. It just looks impossible. Thing gets off the ground, you're thinking, oh my god, looks like a building flying.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, visit Detroit.
Yep.
West Kegel says, if you want to visit a ghost town, just visit Detroit or your nearest Democrat-run big city. And wait for the colleges to have an effect.
You're not
thank
wrong.
you, right? Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Man.
I would say the biggest. Sorry.
Good night, Jacob Ironside.
Yeah, I would say the nearest sorry. I would say the nearest democratic rundown city that's nearby where I live is Milwaukee.
Oh.
Yeah, that's like
Laverne
nearby,
Shirley,
like
man.
Chicago.
I grew up watching Laverne and Shirley. Yeah, and the Schlotz Beer Company. Yeah, maybe now that people realize it's a bad idea to be dependent on overseas supply lines in things like COVID, maybe manufacturing will return to Canada and America. I think it has to. I think it will. Just for our national security. You need to be able to produce things in your own country, right? I mean, it's going to suck if you guys go to war with China and we go to war with China and they supply all of our computer screens. I mean, that's going to be awkward.
Awkward.
Yeah,
we need screens for our
awkward
tanks that we're going to use to shoot at you with. So we just need some screens for our military. Yeah, awkward.
Awkward.
But maybe that's going to prevent war. See, the optimist in me says that because of those relationships, that will prevent war. Maybe.
Hopefully, that's if our governments don't intervene.
Well, there's a lot of money to be made by the weapons manufacturers, and they have their hands in the government's pockets too. So, yeah, we shall see.
I think we all learned how the government works the last few years, haven't we?
Why has it happened? Yeah, it's been an eye opener. That's for sure. I didn't, you know what? And the new incoming Prime Minister of Canada, Pierre Poilievre, he's wanting to get rid of the CBC. He's wanting to get rid of the state-funded media, and all media should be independent. And if all he does is that, if he manages to get in, which looks like a sure thing, if all he does is that, despite all his other promises, I'll be happy with that. Because of course the media should be separate from the state. You think?
Yeah. Our
Like
media's going down.
The three-legged stool between the justice, policing, the government, and the media, that's a three-legged stool. And if one of those legs slides over closer to the other, you don't have a stable stool. They've got to be equidistant, you know? They have to be separate.
Well, that's true, and what I kind of fear about, like with today, like with the corruption of our government and what's going on, like with the corrupted like politics, though, I'm just afraid like what's going on today might affect our personal lives, like for
Never used
example,
to,
like
but that's now, yeah.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, it's just don't want to end up in a scenario where some like crazy activists like where some crazy activist like storms into like my home and tries to like kill all of my family and steal all of our belongings.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. That's right. Now it kind of feels like the government is trying to steal all my belongings.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to freeze my bank account. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, the fire is dying down. At this hour, I'm not going to put too much more wood on it. I don't think. So yeah, we're just going to wind it down here, I think. It's still pretty nice, though. It's still quite nice.
It is.
Before midnight. What's Carlo, so this is obviously your St. Patrick's Day night. Are you about to get on your green clothes and go to a pub and sing Irish songs?
I was in the green bush for like the whole weekend, so I think I'm all greened out now.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, 3G1 bar land. But it was by a beach, so I could live with that.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
William Shakespeare, do you have any? I mean, we're quickly approaching St. Patrick's Day here. Any plans for tomorrow?
Well, I'll probably just join some streams, hang out with the crew, with everyone, and
yes.
Unfortunately, Sunday is always a work day for me, and Sunday afternoon is when I get started on my work. So, but it's lightweight. It's not anything intense. Okay. So maybe in the evening I'll have a beer. If I don't have any friends around here, unfortunately, that live anywhere near me anymore.
I'm like 6 hours north of you.
Yeah. So if we were hanging out, we would, I'd say let's go out and have a good time tonight.
3 hours.
That's right, in the middle.
In between, yeah.
Right. So yeah, I'm sure it would be fun though. If I had a somebody to go out to a pub with, I'd do it. There's some really nice Irish pubs right around in walking distance from my house.
That's very cool.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm sure they'll be pumping tonight though. Carla, is St. Patrick's Day popular there in Australia?
I'm in New Zealand.
She's in New Zealand.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Tyron,
oh, wow. I didn't realize that.
No, that's all right. Tyron's from Australia. That's why I had to talk to him. No, it is big. It's biggish, but it's not like we don't have parades and all that sort of stuff. And it's for people who want to party and a reason to party. Then they'll do St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, that's about all. But it's not as big as the East Coast in America because a lot of them are from there, right? Whereas we have more Scottish people here in New Zealand, and English, but not that many Irish.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Okay. Well, yeah, and they're very different. Yeah, they are very, very different. My heritage is both, but they are quite distinct and different. Yeah, but going back to my grandfather's fathers, yeah, so a few generations ago. But yeah, thanks for joining. I think tomorrow, I don't know. What about you, Y2 CD, Chris?
I'm gonna stream with Samuel.
What are your plans for tomorrow?
I think for tomorrow, I think it's probably the same like with Shake Spielberg. That then I'm gonna be like joining like a few streams though. Nothing much though.
Appian and I and Rocco the Brave are gonna do Mr. Deeds. We're gonna do a watch party of Mr. Deeds. Yeah,
with Adam Sandler.
He's so good. We did the wedding. No, we did the Wedding Singer a while ago, and then we did 50 First Dates, and I cried. And and now we're gonna do Mr. Deeds.
Nice. I think we're gonna have a community bonfire around here. I know that Stark of Iron is gonna be doing a stream, and Doomcock might as well. So I'll be looking out for those. But I suspect it'll be starting off with maybe some rum in the shower and a bonfire in the morning, and we'll go from there. We'll see how the morning goes.
Are you gonna wear green? Are you gonna wear
Thanks.
green?
Oh, I've got green suspenders. I have a T-shirt that I picked up in Ireland that I will be wearing. That I picked up in Western Ireland. Yeah.
Does it say anything on it? Like what
does
it say on it?
It's a little town called Doolin, and there's a pub in Doolin. And so I got the T-shirt from that pub, and I'm gonna be wearing that from Ireland. Yeah.
Nice.
So,
that's very cool.
Thanks for being here, everybody. The fire's winding down. I think we're gonna call it there. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
Good night, everyone.
See ya.